continuous efforts of all stakeholders. The schools participating in this football game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school board. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this football game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. The Arkansas Activities Association recognizes that athletes represent more than themselves in athletic competition. They represent their team, their fellow students, their teachers, and the community. Athletes who display good sportsmanship reflect high moral standards.
Welcome, football fans, to PCSSD Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I'm Tyler Fountain, your play-by-play commentator. Alongside me is the defensive guru, Carlton Schutz. Color commentator. What you got to say, Carl?
Hey, man, this is a great night for high school football. Friday nights are always my favorite this time of the year. And, man, is this atmosphere good.
Man, what it called? Friday night lights. It's fall. The weather is feeling amazing right now. I just want to say tonight's game will be special. We have the 6-0 Mill Comets facing off against the 4-1 Pine Bluff Zebras. As you know, the Comets are stacked on offense and defense as well as the Zebras. And tonight's game will be one for the decades. I mean, both teams have amazing athletes on both sides. But before I jump into that, I would like to introduce tonight's crew. On production, we have Terry Jordan.
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry in the building. On the main cam tonight is Linda Henson. And on the field cam tonight will be Terry Paxton. And first, the way I want to start tonight's pregame show off, I want to throw this one to Carlton, the guy who is so amazing on just talking about defenses. And Carl, what are you expecting in tonight's game from this defense on both sides of the ball?
I honestly don't know if this is going to be a defensive showdown or if both defenses will get exposed and it'll be an offensive shootout. So I'm not sure what we're expecting here, Tyler. We got a lot of great athletes. I'm not sure how they're going to combat. A lot of these guys grew up together, even coming from the Mills Comets side of the ball or side of this matchup. And we do have a lot of people that are native of Pine Bluff on the Mills Comets team, so that will be very interesting to see how these guys compete. Hopefully we can see a clean, fun game of football. I'm not sure if it's going to be defensive or offensive. What you think, Tyler?
I think tonight's game will be an offensive game. I mean, of course, we have Jabray Shaw on the Comets, who is spectacular. Last week against Maumelle, Jabray had a 20-yard touchdown catch, but not only that, he had 3 interceptions and 1 pick six. So, of course, his name will be highlighted tonight. I'm not sure how many times, but I do know it will be a couple of times. And then on the Pine Bluff side, they have a guy named Crutchfield at wide receiver standing at 6'3", gets targeted a lot. The Zebras play both quarterbacks, one runs, one throws. And I just think this game tonight will be strictly offense. Not sure if defense will play a big factor, and I'm feeling like tonight's game will be a close game. And I will say my estimate would be about maybe 26-20 Mills.
26-20 Mills. I'm always going to take those comments, so I do agree with you there, Tyler. But tonight's matchup will be fun. I want to see that trenches matchup. See how these guys can hold up on guys like Caleb Sane, Renard Wilkerson, and Charlie and Derek Murdoch. You know how that goes. But Charlie will be a big factor tonight, so I would like to see how he does. And also, Achilles Ringo is coming off of a monster game, Tyler. I mean, he was our player of the week last week. He had a very good game. And although I wasn't in attendance, I did get to catch the broadcast, but he did a great job of just keeping his composure, and it would be great to see if he could do the same thing here tonight.
And I definitely feel where you're coming from. But before we jump into our players, I would like to just talk about how Mills is ranked 18 in the state of Arkansas. They're number 1 in 5A Central Division and number 4 throughout the whole 5A division. They average 41 points per game, allows only 18 points per game, and only 3 teams have scored over 14 points, with 2 scoring under 14, and one of those games being a shutout. That was last week, like I mentioned earlier. Jabray Shaw had 3 interceptions, 1 pick six, and a 20-yard touchdown catch to help shut out the Maumelle Hornets.
And also, I'm not sure if you know this, Tyler, but Achilles Ringo is the leading passer in the entire state of Arkansas. Jabray Shaw is also the interception leader. So with guys like that on your team, you got to always think that you have the better chance to win the ball game. They're leading not just the conference, not just the division, but the entire state.
They are leading the entire state. And just while we're talking about players here, I would like to talk about how QJ King leads his team in receiving yards per game with 100.5 yards per game, 6 receiving touchdowns, and is second to Daniel Brown in rushing yards per game with an average of 18.3 yards per game due to his read options, which he is phenomenal at. I mean, the kid can cut in a phone booth. He can cut like he's a barber. I mean, he's special. And he has 7 total touchdowns so far. And like I said, Jabray Shaw, one of those players that we always talk about each game. I mean, we've highlighted him all 6 games. He's been player of the game about 4 times already. I nicknamed him the cheat code last week, and right now he has 12 total touchdowns this season, averages 66.3 yards per game, and receiving 8 interceptions, 1 pick six, 3 receiving touchdowns, and 5 rushing touchdowns. What can you say about stats like that?
8 interceptions. This kid knows how to get a good eye and hands on the football. Wherever the ball is at, that's where you can find Jabray Shaw. He doesn't have to drop his location. He doesn't have to share it. You know exactly where he is. Just look for the brown football with laces, and you'll find Jabray Shaw every time.
Nah, he gonna pull up. What did they say? Pull up, pop out, hop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. But on that defensive side of things, Murdoch leads the team and the state in sacks with 8, while Charlie Collins and Caleb Sane sews up that defensive front, both averaging 11 tackles per game.
And Mills will have to make a game plan to get a hold of this defensive front that Pine Bluff does have. They are big. I'm not sure if they're bigger than the offensive line that Mills has up front. I believe that they might be. But it'll be very interesting to see how much they run the inside zone and different things like that. I think they'll have to get Daniel Brown involved in some different ways, maybe in the passing game, a few screens, a few checkdowns, not be able to look downfield so much, you know, with a lot of athletes out here. So
definitely. And Pine Bluff is 4-1 with that 1 loss coming from Valonia, 30-12 loss. On the flip side of that, though, Pine Bluff shut out Maumelle as well. It was 26-0 when they played Maumelle, and they played at Maumelle. And on the flip side of that, we shut out the Hornets as well. It was 30-0, and it was a home game for us. But Pine Bluff is ranked number 24 in the state of Arkansas and number 8 in all of 5A division, and they average 32 points per game while giving up 14 points per game. So that will be something to see, seeing that the Zebras average 32 points per game while the Comets allow 18 points per game, and the Zebras also allow 14 points per game, but the Comets average 41 points per game. So what can you say about that right there?
Like I said, Tyler, I really cannot. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't be able to bet here because I'm not sure if it's going to be an offensive matchup or a defensive slugfest. So I'm not sure about that. But a matchup that I do want to keep my eye on tonight is Crutchfield versus Anton Pierce. We all know Anton Pierce. He has a lot of offers. He's a very versatile kid. I do like him better on the defensive side of the ball. But with his length and athleticism, it'll be good to see how he can contain Crutchfield. I'm not sure that you can stop a kid like that they go to so much and so often. But I would like to see that, Ty. I want to see how Anton Pierce matches up with Crutchfield.
And it will be interesting because Pine Bluff's quarterback, Landon Holcomb, leads his team in rushing yards per game. He stands at 6 feet, 205 pounds, and it seems like his favorite receiver, I'm not even going to say his favorite receiver, but his favorite receivers are a mix between Blake Hegwood, who stands at 6'2", 180, and averages about 80 yards per game. Also, Courtney Crutchfield on the other side, who's the receiver that gets in the end zone the most. He has 7 touchdowns this season alone with 328 yards in only 5 games. So I believe that speaks for itself. But the Zebras do play 2 quarterbacks like we mentioned earlier. And also on that defensive side, what do you have to say about that defensive side?
On that defensive side, they do have Austin Dendy, who ranks number 11 in the 5A Central Division. He has 3 interceptions, which also leads the team in that category. So that might be a player that Ringo tries to stay away from. And Ringo, we know that he has right up under a 70% completion rating, which is pretty good for high school football, and also 16 touchdown passes to combine with that as well. And he is the leading passer in the state. So we know that he is smart. We know the kid's great. And some of his low moments, I think, comes from just his composure. And I know a lot of this game is going to be built off of just the momentum and the adversity that the teams have to face. You know, it's a game of runs. It's not only basketball, it's also football, Tyler. So momentum is going to be a big thing in this ball game.
Definitely momentum, and we know how easy momentum can swing from a turnover, from a touchdown, from a turnover on downs. Momentum is everything in sports, and if you have the momentum, then you have the edge. And I just believe these Comets will have the edge in tonight's game. I think it'll be special.
Man, it's going to be special, Tyler, and I just can't wait, man. I'm over here twiddling my fingers, and, man, I'm excited. I wish I can get up there and grab a helmet and a pair of pads myself, Tyler.
Man, and while we have a couple of minutes before this game starts, Carl, you can just shout out those sponsors that sponsored this Mill Sports Network and the Natural State Sports.
Please like and subscribe on YouTube at Mill Sports Network, as well as PCSSD Network. And we would like to thank our proud sponsors today, Comprehensive Wellness Center, located on 9712 West Markham Street in Little Rock, Arkansas, zip code 72205. You can reach them by phone at 501-954-8800. And I'd also like to thank our touchdown sponsor, Cornerstone Home Lending. You can find them at 1701 Centerview Drive, unit number 200 in Little Rock, Arkansas, 72211.
And we are going to take a quick break, but when we get back on our pregame show, we will take a look at the other PCSSD Sports Network matchups, as well as our Natural State Sports games to watch across the state this week. welcome back to the Mill Sports Network and this pregame show. We do have some games of the week coming. And before that, we just want to shout out our last sponsor. That is our halftime sponsor, the Kills Carpet One Floor and Home halftime show. We will have that tonight as well. They are located at 10 Maumelle Curve Court, North Little Rock, Arkansas. You can call them at 501-214-0495. Also, you can go to their website at www.akillscarpet1.com. And one of those games I would like to highlight tonight is not too far across from us, but also on our sports network. That is the Robinson Senators versus the Maumelle Hornets. The Maumelle Hornets
Against the
Maumelle Hornets against the Robinson Senators.
And I think that game will be a good matchup, Tyler. I'm not sure how those teams are going to match up, as we did see Maumelle. We did see Maumelle face off against Mills last week, and 2 weeks ago, and they could not seem to score the ball. I think Jabari Shaw really took over that game and really took that game by the horns. But overall, I do think that with a little help and a little change of maybe offensive scheme, as they did stay in that Wildcat the whole game, I'm sure that they'll be able to find a way. Their coach is very creative, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So I think they'll change some things up and hopefully be able to shake back. And Joe T. Robinson, we already pretty sure about what they could do. They have a high school sensation of a quarterback, and it's not even to be spoke on what he's been able to do this year. What they were able to go out at Morrilton and do against an undefeated 3-0 team, I think that was a turning point for them in that season. And it was just a character game for them. It really showed what they can do on both sides of the ball.
It did, and the Hornets are last in the 5A Central Division. They are 0-3 in conference play. They're on a 3-game losing streak with a 2-4 record. They're facing off against the Senators, who are 3-0 in conference play, and they have a record of 4-1 on a 4-game winning streak, so that will be something to see. But we will be back here shortly because we are about to do the national anthem.
Cadet Private Khalil Johnson and Rifleman Cadet Private Brandon Holt. We ask that you all continue standing until both alma maters have been played. Please remain standing.
back live right here before kickoff. We are doing the coin toss currently right now. And for captains, it looks like we have Charleston Collins out there. I see Jalen Into, Anton Pierce. And is that Jabray Shaw?
That is not Jabray Shaw. That is QJ King.
QJ King. That 0 and that 8 gets me again, Tyler.
And I think it got me. That is Jabray Shaw. And for the Pine Bluff Zebras, we have their captains are Marquise Stone, Keaton Daniel, Landon Holmcomb, and Xavier Barnett.
We're just minutes from kickoff as these teams prepare to come out of their respected tunnels with the flags and everything of that sort. And this should be a fun one to watch. It's packing out. I've never seen a full house on the away side of the ball, but I do see that we have them over there in deep numbers today, as well as the bands as well. That'll be a good battle between them as well at halftime at our Achilles Carpets One halftime show. And we await for the comments to come out, and we're going to take a quick break before we get headed to kickoff.
And we are back. It's Friday Night Lights. And, man, you can hear the crowd. You can hear the environment. And it's about to get crazy in here.
It's finna get crazy. Mills versus Pine Bluff. Two of the top teams in the state right now. Tyler, I'm excited. I can't wait. And as you say your saying, Tyler.
Friday Night Lights, feet set, ball wet, and we have kickoff. Looks like that is QJ King back to return the ball. He gets to the 20. Now it's at the 30 and is still running and gets tackled by a trio of Pine Bluff Zebras. And now Coach Lee and this explosive offense is about to set the tone in tonight's game. Like I said, the defense that Pine Bluff has is immaculate. They have great size on their defensive line, pretty similar to the Comets. And Carl, you're the defensive guru. I always say that. So can you just enlighten the people on what you're expecting out of this defense tonight?
I want to see how this defense holds up with that trip set that the Mills Comets like to get in. That is their favorite set. Trips right preferably, but it looks like they're going to go trips left here.
And they go empty. Trips left to the bottom of the screen with doubles to the right. Jabray Shaw goes in motion. Ringo, who has under a 70% completion percentage, goes deep, throws the ball to Jabray, and it looks like a pass interference. He could not keep up. Woo! That was Austin Dendy, who leads the Zebras with 3 interceptions, trying to go man against Jabray Shaw. And let's just say Jabray Shaw won that battle, getting the pass interference on that call.
That was a great route ran by Jabray Shaw there. He had a step on his defender, and normally when he has a step on his defender, it is a touchdown, so that may have been a smart play to give up only 15 yards by the defensive back, but that is something to look after all game because I do believe that he will be open all game, 7-11 style.
Jabray definitely will be open. They go trips left to the bottom of the screen. Once again, looks like Anton Pierce is at the top in man coverage. They hand that ball off to Daniel Brown. He makes 2 cuts and picks up about 3 yards there, making it 2nd and 7. I'm guessing they declined that pass interference, or it doesn't work like that in high school.
Yeah, they don't get it from the spot of the ball.
Okay.
So they only get 15 yards. So that's why I said I think that was a business decision, what I like to call that right there, by the Pine Bluff Zebras.
Definitely a business decision, and you see they try to get Jabray Shaw involved in that game early. He is one of the top athletes on this team. It's just special.
It is special.
And it looks like they have trips left again. They have the quick screen. Achilles gets flushed out the pocket. He's running. He shows his wheels, and he gets popped on the sideline after picking up about 4 yards, which makes it 3rd and about 3.
I want to see what this play calling is like on 3rd and short.
And you see they bring Jabray Shaw back into the game for number 17. That was James Stevenson that came and got him out, who now comes back in. And the Comets, they're dressed in their black and green uniforms, looking similar to Oregon, but has the pink going on for breast cancer awareness. They send Big Charlie in motion. Looks like heavy right. They run that power right to Daniel Brown. He's patient, takes his time, and picks up the comprehensive wellness first down.
And there's Daniel, able to pick up those tough yards as well as get down when it's time to scat and be the elusive and explosive back that he already is.
Now, Daniel is definitely special for sure. And he averages about 55.7 yards per game. Him and Ringo in the backfield are a special duo. You have trips left. Once again, they send Charlie Collins, the star defensive end, in motion. He has 20-plus offers from Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas. Any school you can name, he has. It looks like Ringo wants to go to QJ King. QJ jumps up, makes the snag on number 22. That was Blake Hegwood, the brother of the other Hegwood on offense, and that's enough for a comprehensive wellness first down.
And the Comets have really gotten off to a good start here as they knock on what looks like to be red zone territory. And let's see if they can punch this ball in and get points on this first possession, Tyler.
I think they will get points. I said this would be an offensive game, and it looks like it will be as they hand that ball off to Daniel Brown right up the middle. He picks up 5 yards, making it 2nd and 5.
And it's going to be tough runs like that on first down that puts this team in position to be able to make plays and make play calls that are diverse and different play calls so they can get into this end zone here, Tyler.
And we all know once you get into that red zone, it gets pretty tough down there. You run out of real estate. They go empty right here. Ringo drops back, throws a quick screen to Jabray Shaw. Jabray hesitates, makes a cut, and is tackled by 3 Pine Bluff Zebra defenders. And it looks like he only gets back to the line of scrimmage there, making it 3rd and 5. So that will be no gain on the play. They are on the 15-yard line, 3rd and 5 right now, still in the first quarter. And 7 minutes left in this first quarter. What do you think the defense has to do to keep these Comets out of the end zone right now?
Well, I think they have to do what they just did there. They really bottled up Jabray Shaw right there, which we don't see often. The first defender able to be in on the play, but it happened right there.
Looks like the Zebras are swarming to the ball, but we have a false start, I believe, on Anton Pierce.
And Tyler, this crowd has really
The crowd is rocking.
It's really got packed out here. The away side is packed. The home side is packed. I'm excited. My partner's excited. It's going to be a good night for high school football tonight.
We even got Scary Terry on production over there smiling, man. Yeah, shout out to Terry on the production. He keeps us going, gives us a little bit of his football knowledge here and there. And we are back to this game right now. That's enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. It's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. The Comets make some substitutions. and it looks like we will have a timeout by the officials. Not sure what's going on right now.
So what I've seen from this Palm Bluff defense right now is that they want to sell out and stop that run early, Tyler. With doing so, they are giving up a little bit in the passing game with these athletes that we know do have the ability to make plays. So it'll be interesting to see how long they can do that. I'm not sure that they'll be able to do that all game. But containing players such as Jabray Shaw, QJ King will be very interesting to see how they'll be able to do that.
And it definitely will be interesting to see, knowing that the Comets have those special type of players, and the game is so anticipated tonight that, I mean, we have a lined all the way out, lined all the way up to the parking lot. And, I mean, this is game of the week, and it's definitely going to be one of those games. Not sure what's going on. The Zebras are making adjustments right now.
I wonder about that heavy back set that they like to do when they bring in Caleb Sane. I'm not sure how much we'll see that tonight, but I know we will see it. We see it every week as they get in this type of territory right here. Coach Lee is so diverse with his play calling. I really love the play calling that Coach Lee does down in these areas. We might even see Charlie go out for a pass here, but that'll just be our luck, right, Tyler?
It would, and it looks like QJ King is in at quarterback. Watch the read option, and they run the read option, but a flag is thrown. We have Laundry on the field.
That is false start on the offense, backing them up
once again, and we know how the Comets can get with those penalties. They always tend to have problems when it comes to just being disciplined, and we know Coach Lee nips that in the bud every time. So I'm not sure what's going on right now, but they have driven the field. They are on the 15-yard line once again. QJ King at quarterback. He can throw as well as run. They run a read option. Daniel Brown gets to the outside and is slung down by number 22 for the Pine Bluff Zebras. That is Blake Hegwood.
Hegwood making another play there. We've seen him in on the play earlier. The brother of Blair, number 11, who plays on the offensive side of the ball. And Tyler, I'm not sure. What is it, second down? Let's see what this play calling is like as they try to punch it in the end zone on second and goal.
Second and goal from the 15. Charlie Collins comes into the game. He is 6'5". His specialty is defense, but I guess you can list him as an athlete because he can catch the ball as well as make plays when the ball is in his hand. Looks like they have number 1, Austin Dendy, lined up against Charlie Collins. Does he go to Charlie? He doesn't. Ringo flushed out the pocket, throws a jump ball to Anton Pierce, and Anton makes an exceptional catch for the cornerstone touchdown. Like I said, this game will be an offensive game. I'm not sure if the Zebras will be able to keep up unless they score every time. A 50-50 ball. We know Ringo has a beautiful deep ball as well as a jump ball, and that right there shows what he can do. Looks like, doesn't even matter what it looks like because we know that Coach Lee loves to go for the 2-point conversion. Hasn't seen him kick in all 6 games. And, I mean, QJ King is in at quarterback. I guess that's the QJ package, something similar to Debo Samuel, I guess. But will we have a read option or a pass here on this play? And they run the read option with QJ King, and he is tackled in the backfield by number 6, Jordan Harris.
That's a good tackle. Good play right there by Jordan Harris. I want to give him his props right there. QJ can't get out of there. You give him one move, and he's out of there.
QJ has cuts like no other. I always said the kid can make a cut in a phone booth and still not get touched. I mean, he's very special. And the score is 6-0 right now. 5 minutes and 38 seconds left here in this first quarter. The Comets are the first to get on the board. I'm excited to see what this defense does. I mean, the Zebras have just as good as an offense as the Comets have on defense. And what are your thoughts on this top-notch game right here with these type of athletes?
Well, we know when the Comets create turnovers, they are a better team. I've seen them give up yards. I've seen them give up 80-yard drives and still be able to make a play on the football. So Pine Bluff Zebras have to take care of the ball here, especially with a 6-0 early lead.
And if the Zebras don't take care of the ball, we know who leads the state in interceptions. That is Jabray Shaw with 8 interceptions on the season. Number 1 in the state when it comes to those interceptions, has 1 pick 6. We have Derek Murdoch, who leads the state in sacks with 8 sacks. And we have Charlie and Ryan White on that defensive front as well. Charlie is leading the team in tackles per game with 10.7 to be exact. Might as well say 11 tackles per game. The kid is special. He's standing at 6'5", 230-plus pounds. So, I mean,
I believe it's about 250, 260 as he gained some weight over the offseason, Tyler. Put on some of that good weight, though, you know. I stood beside the kid, and I wasn't sure if I'd even be able to take him.
Nah, I don't think you could take him because you couldn't take me back in high school or in college. So we're going to leave that where it is, and we're going to keep commentating this game right here. Once again, it is Tyler Fountain here, the commentator, play-by-play for the Mill Sports Network, and I have my color commentator, Carlton Schutz, right beside me. And while we have a quick break right here, I would like to shout out our sponsors. Our halftime sponsor is
Achilles Carpet 1 Floor and Home. And we have a kickoff here to the right sideline. Only gets back to about the 35-yard line, picking up about 10 yards before he's tackled down.
And I'm expecting this Commons defense to come out juice. They have the momentum right now, and we all know that momentum is everything when it comes to sports. I mean, when you have the momentum, you kind of live off that momentum. At the beginning of the game, football games are always played off of momentum and adrenaline, and then you kind of get to settling in and playing by the script. You get to thinking more, and all the extracurricular energy that you have just kind of goes out, and you play fundamental football, what you've been taught the whole week at practice. So while the Zebras get their first chance at offense, this will be something special. Looks like we have Caleb Sane coming off that edge right now, but the Zebras are lined up in trips right. They send a player in motion, and they run the jet sweep for the first play of the game. Looks like he gets a good block, stiff arms, and gets pushed out of bounds by Jabray Shaw, and guess who they have on defense now? Looks like QJ King.
And that's something new. I haven't seen them put QJ out there on the defensive side of the ball, but now that he is out there, he makes plays on offense, so I expect nothing less for him to make plays on defense. Tyler, to touch back on that point, I think I could take you in high school, but like you said, that's neither here nor there. We're going to get back to commentating this ball game, and the Mills Comets have their backs against the wall here already as the Zebras are at midfield after only one play.
And we have an official timeout. But one thing I do notice by the comments right now with QJ King, haven't saw him play defense much this season or any this season. Looks like they are in cover 2, and I think that's specifically because of the 2 receivers that the Zebras have. Both are over 6'2". One has 8 touchdowns. The other has 328 yards. So that's Crutchfield and that's Hedgewood. This time Crutchfield goes in motion for the jet sweep, makes a cut, runs up the middle, and gets to the 40-yard line. Looks like he has enough for the comprehensive wellness first down. And if you are listening right now, you can subscribe on the Mill Sports Network as well as the Natural State Sports Network as well. And it looks like that will be 1st and 10 from the 40. They are knocking on that door.
And that time they were able to contain that play, and he cut it up right where the original line of scrimmage would have been, right by the tackle and guard. So these kids, they do have the vision to be able to make plays at this level, Tyler.
And William Howell is at quarterback. They've ran jet sweep 3 times already, and each time they have got over 15 yards, and this time that was Courtney Crutchfield picking up 15 yards there on that jet sweep right there. And Anton Pierce had to chase him down from the opposite side of the field. They've only ran 3 plays. They're already on the 18-yard line.
And with this
And
momentum
all
and play
three
calling,
plays were the same 3 plays that they've ran this whole time.
and with this type of play calling back-to-back, Tyler, I can tell that Coach saw something on film that he liked, and he saw a sweet spot in his defense that he wanted to attack, and it looked like he's attacking it here. He's not attacking Caleb Sane and Charlie in the middle. He's hitting that outside on the jet sweep.
And what's different about that is we never see teams, and there goes Derek Murdoch with the sack on William Howe. Looks like it's taking a minute for Howe to get up, but he does get up there. And they finally have a negative play right there. But like I was saying, one thing that I did notice is that through all 6 games, teams have been gashing the Comets, running right up the middle, running inside zones. But tonight, the Zebras are running strictly to the outside. And I think that's a different approach to this game because we haven't seen that at all.
And Murdoch was just not having it at all on that play as they try that play again. Let's see if the play calling changes as he drops back and throws the ball into the dirt. That is an incomplete pass, bringing up what looks like will be 3rd and long for the Pine Bluff Zebras, the first time they are in this situation. I'd love to see if they put this ball in the air, see what this play calling is like here, as we know what players such as Jabari Shaw and Anton Pierce can do. And this one we'll see that matchup that I was talking about between Crutchfield and Pierce.
Definitely, and it looks like William Howe is kind of shaking up still. Looks like he was walking funny right there after he threw that ball. But it will be interesting to see what the Zebras do here. Do they go to Crutchfield? And they actually throw it right up the middle, and QJ King makes the tackle after the Zebras pick up a comprehensive wellness first down. And it is now 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. So let's see what the Zebras can do here. Will they run it to the outside? Will they run up the middle? What will they do? And one thing I would like to point out is you see the Comets are playing their offensive players on defense as well.
And I'd like to see how that does as the duration of the game gets longer. We'll get deeper into this ball game. It'll be interesting to see how much they do that. Another jet sweep fake.
And William Howe, who leads the offense in rushing yards per game with, I believe that was 55 yards per game, gets a carry right there for about 1 yard, and it is still 2nd and goal in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in this game.
And I think that play call is more effective when they hit it on the outside and do that jet sweep motion and hand that ball off. As he's taking it every time up the middle, we saw Derek Murdoch get him earlier, and he's not able to get much momentum going there.
I think they run a zone to the left, and they do exactly that. The quarterback keeps it, and it looks like he gets into the end zone for a cornerstone touchdown. Like I said, William Howe does have wheels. He stands at 6'3", 180 pounds, so he is pretty heavy. The Zebras do like to play 2 quarterbacks. Not sure how long he will be in, but it looks like Howe is the running quarterback that the Zebras have. So this will be an interesting matchup. Looks like they actually go with their second quarterback, and that is Landon Holcomb for this 2-point conversion. So it'll be interesting to see if they run this ball in or if they try to throw a fade route to one of their 6'3" receivers.
Man, the 2 6'3" targets just seems like a cheat code in high school football, especially in the state of Arkansas. But we'll see if these corners can hold up. We saw QJ out there earlier, and they attempt this 2-point conversion to try to take an early lead here in the first quarter.
And Landon hands that ball off. Charlie had the tackle, and the Comets definitely practiced that defensive tackling drill where you have to swarm to the ball, as everyone just swarmed to the ball right there.
And their pursuit will be interesting in this game. I see that they are running the ball right, running the ball left, trying to get Charlie tired. Got him running sideline to sideline, as we know he is on the offensive side of the ball as well. So stamina. And we know how much these kids run. We saw these guys in the summer, Tyler. A lot of crying and complaining, but we all know why.
Definitely know why, but it pays off. It's showing how it has paid off. with the Comets being 6-0 right now. The score is tied 6-6. 1 minute and 50 seconds left here in this first quarter.
And we all know that the Comets become a better team as this game goes on. They have, I guess you could say, been a second half kind of team. We saw them down 19-0 to Whitehall and different games like that they've been down and been able to come back. But here it's 6-6. They started off with great energy, great composure. Let's see if they can keep it up here on this second drive.
And it looks like the Zebras are ready to kick this ball off. They kick it off, and Daniel Brown bobbles the ball, takes a second, looks, reverses fields. He can be special when he gets it, but this time the Zebras swarm to the football, and he is tackled by all 11 of the Pine Bluff Zebras.
The Pine Bluff Zebras getting after it, man. They got a score there to knot it up all at 6 with 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the first quarter. It will be interesting to see what this play calling is like on this second drive for the Comets as they are starting. And not so good a field position as they are behind the 20-yard line.
They are, but I believe they will drive the field like they usually do. And we have Ringo and Daniel Brown in the backfield. Jabray Shaw comes into the game. We have doubles on both sides. Jabray Shaw and QJ King on the same side is something to see. What kind of concept will they run right here? Or do they just hand this ball off? I think they keep it in the air, and they do. Ringo looks right. It's popped, and he coughs the ball up, but it looks like the Comets recover. Ringo was blindsided from the backside. The ball came out, and he was not able to complete that pass right there.
And Ringo was slow to get up, but it looks like he is okay. That was a loss of about 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 14, probably forcing the Comets here to put the ball right back in the air as they go with their favorite set, this trip set. And let's see if they can get any of these playmakers the ball on this now.
And Ringo throws the quick screen to QJ King. He makes a quick cut, makes another cut, shows off the speed, and he picks up all 15 of the yards that they lost. And it looks like it's enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. QJ King is one of those special players. I say it all the time. The kid has feet like no other. And tonight we get to see a glimpse of him on defense as well. He's already came in that hole and stuffed it as well. So he is that type of player. And this time Ringo hands the ball off to Daniel Brown, who fumbles. But it looks like the Comets recover right here once again. And it looks like Jabray Shaw recovered that fumble right there. And
a couple of close calls, Tyler, on these fumbles, and it has pushed them back and made it second and long situations back-to-back. Looks like about 2nd and 16 here, so I'm not sure, but I am pretty sure that the play caller will be passing once again.
And that does it for the first quarter. It is tied 6-6. We will be back here shortly. Back. The score is 6-6. It is the beginning of the second quarter. 6-6. Anton Pierce on a 50-50 jump ball from Achilles Ringo snagged it, and I mean snagged it on Hedgewood.
And then a well put together drive by the Pine Bluff Zebras to combat with those first 6 points that they gave up on the defensive side of the ball. And we are all knotted here at 6 as we flip the field and get ready for the second quarter.
And it looks like the Comets come out here in empty. Ringo by itself. Looks like Charlie runs across the middle. They throw a dig route to Jabray Shaw, who makes a beautiful cut. Throws a mean stiff arm, but misses the helmet and picks up the comprehensive wellness first down, and it looks like he has something he is trying to prove. Looks like he has a little bit of grit in him as he threw that stiff arm and has something to say as he does it. But it looks like this play will be coming back. We have a flag on the field, and let's see what the refs call here.
There is a holding penalty pushing the Comets back. Whew. Looks like this will be second and an acre, as my partner Tyler likes to say. Second and 31 for the Mills Comets, with their back against the wall.
And when you're in situations like this, you want to try your best to not get that safety, being that Ringo is standing only 4 yards in front of that end zone. They have trips right, and that ball is caught. Looks like it's caught by QJ, and QJ holds on to the ball. And every time you think you have the Comets back against the wall, they show you that they are war ready. They're battle tested. They've been through a lot already with this 6-0 record. They've already had to come back plenty of times, and tonight they are showing what they have here early.
And this is a battle-tested team. Like you said, Tyler, they faced adversity in a lot of these first 6 games that they had this season. And tonight might be the toughest battle, but let's see if they can overcome this as they get back to the original line of scrimmage on 3rd and 10.
Looks like their trips left. Ringo looks right, throws to Pierce. Does Pierce make a play? He stiff arms, and he goes down about 1 yard before picking up the first down.
And it's no question. We know that Coach Lee's going to go for it here. It's just about how he's going to do it. Is he going to put Charlie in there in motion again and bring him to the H-back position and then run the inside zone? Or what is he going to do here, Tyler? What do you think?
I believe he will go to that powerhouse formation, bring in all the big backs. Or maybe not. He doesn't let that momentum go. And maybe he punts it. Not sure what they're lining up in right now.
Looks like that.
Looks like they will be going for it.
Read option formation with QJ in there, the one that they seem to take liking to here late in the season.
And we have an official timeout. And while we have a second on this break, would like to shout out our first down sponsor. That is the Comprehensive Wellness Center located at 9712 West Markham Street in Little Rock, Arkansas. You can call them at 501-954-8800 or go and email them at saintenterprises2021@gmail.com, as well as go to their website at www.comprehensivewellnesscenter.org. And we also want to shout out our touchdown sponsor that we mention after every touchdown by either team, Dio Vanucci Cornerstone Home Lending, located at 1701 Centerview Drive, Unit 200 in Little Rock, Arkansas. You can call them at 501-303-4050. That's 501-303-4050. Also, you can go to their website. At www.loansbydio.com, or you can just simply text Dio, that's DIO, to 36260. That is text Dio, DIO, to 36260. And our last sponsor is the halftime sponsor, the Kills Carpet One halftime show. Kills Carpet One Flooring Home, located at 10 Maumelle Curve Court in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And you can call them at 501-214-0495 or go to their website at www.akillscarpet1.com. Looks like the Comets are going for it. It's 4th and inches. Looks like it's right there on it. And does Ringo get it? Looks like he tries to stretch the ball over the top of the pile, and will the refs give it to him? I believe they should, as they set that 4th down marker right there on the target, and that is enough for a comprehensive wellness 1st down. And it looks like Derek Murdoch is coming out of the game, as well as number 27, who we still don't have a name for, but it looks like the Comets are lining up in trips left with Charlie still in the game. And you have Jabray Shaw. Looks like he's in man coverage, but the safety is back deep. And we have a flag. Looks like a false start will be called on the Comets.
Another penalty, kind of shooting ourselves in the foot here a little bit, Tyler, in this first half. Who telling where they could be if they did not have a lot of these penalties? The holding that brought back Jabray's beautiful catch and run. And let's see what they do here.
Let's see, as they stand at trips left, do they send somebody on a dig route, or will we have a deep post? Looks like they hand that ball off, and he picks up about 4 yards right there, making it 2nd and 11. And that was Cameron Dunbar on the carry. That makes it 2nd and 11.
And Jabray has a different matchup down here by itself, it looks like. But that is a long, tall corner. Let's see what he does here.
Looks like Ringo wants to get out the pocket. He does get out the pocket, and he holds onto the ball.
Picks up a positive gain of maybe 3 yards there.
And Walter Sims comes in and lays the smack down as he looks to the Comets crowd and tells them that won't be happening whenever he runs his way. Not sure if that's what he said, but that's what it looked like. And the Comets are getting this call from Coach right now. Wonder what type of play he will be calling up, with it being 2nd and long.
And you got to be curious about Charlie right now as he's on both sides of the ball.
Definitely. You have to watch out for those cramps.
Looks like there was an offside penalty and a 5 yards given to the Comets as they replay.
Nope, it's 3rd down, and Charlie goes in motion. Looks like they'll be running the inside zone, and they do. Dunbar was hit hard right there after picking up only about 1 yard, and that brings up 4th and 3.
And with that play call, you got to think that Coach wasn't going to change his mind here. He knew this was 4th down territory, as they are at the midfield mark, looking to advance the ball on their 2nd possession of the ball game with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. And he now takes a timeout to think over the play call.
And we are back as the Zebras and the Comets come out of their timeout. 4th and 3 is what it is. QJ King is in at quarterback. Whenever he's at quarterback, you know they like to run that read option, but he can throw as well. But Charlie is also in, and it looks like they have a heavy left formation with Daniel Brown lined up to that right side. Jabray Shaw in at receiver. No safety up top. They go cover 0. QJ, of course, picks up the first down, but the refs do give it to him, and that's enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. QJ King is very explosive. The kid just shoots out of a cannon as soon as the ball touches his hands. It's a beautiful sight to see, quite frankly. And now we have trips left with Ringo coming back in at quarterback. QJ goes back to his normal position at receiver. Charlie Collins still in the game. The Comets have been on offense for most of this game. And Ringo fakes the screen. Jabray Shaw runs a stop and go, and he catches the ball. And his nickname goes from the cheat code to Tony Totout as he shows the ref where his foot stopped at, and it looks like they won't be giving the Comets that first down.
And man, I would love to see the replay camera come to high school football, because I watched that play thoroughly, and I do believe that Jabray Shaw got at least one of those feet in. Great play made by the kid. Keep your head up, kid. I'm sure you'll make many more plays in this game, especially in a big game like this.
The stop and go is one of those double move routes that can get a receiver open at any time. And this time it looks like 22 Blake Hedgewood was neck and neck with Jabray Shaw, but Jabray Shaw was still able to catch that pass. Looks like Charlie catches his first catch of the game, runs through a zebra defender, picks up the comprehensive wellness first down, and gets smacked.
And I was
after
just about
picking
to
up that first down.
I was just about to touch on that matchup, Tyler. Charlie does have the smallest defensive back on him, being the biggest man out there. That does surprise me, but he is in somewhat of a slot as the number 2 receiver. So we'll see how that matchup goes later into this ball game as they go trips right here.
We will see how that goes. And like I was saying, Charlie got smacked, and I've never seen a guy of his stature get hit like that. I mean, he got laid out, but he got right back up, and he made the play. But this time, Ringo mouthpiece is popped out of his mouth as he gets hit right there on that play. That brings up 2nd and 11.
And when they can get to him, they have been effective in being able to get to Ringo maybe 3 to 4 times in this ball game. When they get to him, they are making sure to wrap up and make that tackle. Let's see if what they could do here against this pass.
And it looks like the Zebras call a timeout here, with it being 6-6 and 7 minutes left here in this second quarter. We will be back here in a second. And we are back. It is 6-6 here in this second quarter with 6 minutes and 51 seconds left. It's 2nd and 11. They go trips right. That is at the bottom of the screen with Anton Pierce lined up at the top on the left side of the screen. And the Comets just hand this ball off to Daniel Brown, and he picks up about 3 yards right there.
And it's a pretty, I'd say, not so pass heavy. It's a little balanced offense here going on here at this drive, as this drive does date back to the first quarter. I'm not sure if you remember that, Tyler, but when we flipped the field. So this has been a very long drive coming from 1st or 2nd and 30, being able to convert that, penalties back and forth. Let's see if they can make it worth something here.
And the Comets are in trips right. Once again, they stay in the same formation. But just to touch on what you said, 1 second as Ringo drops back, scans the field, and he is sacked by number 13, Leon Williams of the Zebras. And that was a tackle for a loss as well.
And he did
And it
lose the
looks
football.
like the
Looks
Zebras
like the
will
Zebras
have the
recovered.
ball right here.
Man, and Ringo's dropping those eyes pretty early. You can tell those guys are getting to him back there in that pocket. They're really closing down on him, making him make decisions a little bit faster than he's used to doing, as that offensive line always seems to hold up, but they weren't able to there, and it is now Zebras football.
And the momentum that the Zebras will have right now will be crazy. I don't think there's no other word to describe it right now. The momentum that they'll have after that. I mean, they've already caused 3 fumbles and have just now recovered their first fumble. I think this offense gets going early. Also knowing that Charlie, Anton Pierce, QJ, and Jabray Shaw have all been playing on this offensive drive since the beginning of the second quarter. I think they take advantage of that, and if I were the Zebras, I would go deep, and we will see what they do here. Looks like they send a player in motion, and they look to go deep, but Howe is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like he loses 1 yard right there, and that brings up 2nd and 11. And I think that the Zebras are simply sending these players in motion specifically to get Charlie to just chase them and tire him out. And once they do that, I believe they run up the middle, get as many yards as they can, and then go to that jet sweep play action or just hand the jet sweep off once he gets tired and make plays after that. The Zebras do have great size. They come out here in trips right, and we have Courtney Crutchfield on the side by himself, but they send Austin Dendy in motion. They do go deep like I said they would, and this pass is incomplete as William Howell was intended to connect with Taryn Jenkins on that throw right there, and that brings up 3rd and 11.
I think they're playing with fire there. You don't want to put that ball in the air. That was the perfect down to do it, but we have safety help over top. We know how those safeties get. Anton Pierce, sideline to sideline range. That's why the kid has the offers. That's why the kid makes the plays.
Definitely playing with fire, and that's not something you want to play with.
Oh, no. Mama told me that.
But the Zebras are in empty. Howell drops back. He's flushed out of the pocket, and it looks like Caleb Sane gets a sack. And that is a tackle for a loss as he sacked them behind the line of scrimmage, about 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But we have a flag on the play. Looks like the momentum that I thought the Zebras would have, they don't. And it will be a personal foul. Looks like a face mask on the Comets. And like you said earlier, Carl, they continue to hit themselves in the foot with the sledgehammer. And they're just hurting themselves right now with all these penalties. It was 3rd and long, and now it is 3rd and 5. Better believe a motion will be getting ran right here. Not sure if it'll be a decoy motion for the inside zone or if they actually hand this jet sweep off.
Not sure about that spotting right there. It was 3rd and 11. They were supposed to put that 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
And
but
they do run that inside zone, and that brings up 4th down. Looks like it will be 4th and 2. And didn't mean to cut you off right there, Carl. What were you saying about that defense?
Oh, no, I was just talking about that call. That face mask call was supposed to be, I believe, an automatic first down, but it wasn't, which brings up 4th and 2. Not sure what the referees have going on there, man.
Is it my numbers or the referees' numbers?
I think it's the referees, brother.
Okay. 4th and 2, and when I say the stadium is rocking, it's absolutely rocking. And when it's plays like this, bad things tend to happen. Looks like it's a false start on the Zebras. I called it, and that looks like that's exactly what it was. So let's scoot it on back. Scoot it on back, and that makes it 4th and 7 for the Pine Bluff Zebras. Looks like Hal goes to the sideline to get the play call from the coach. And Carl, do you think they aired this ball out, or keep it on the ground. I mean, it is 4th and 7. Long as that quarterback doesn't get flushed out the pocket, I think they can probably make a play.
Yeah, it looks like the punt team is going to come on, Tyler, and that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. You don't want to get these Comets field position. 38-yard line, going into their own end zone, 4 minutes left in the half. You've been playing great on defense the second possession. Why would you want to give up field position like that? And
Watch
here
the
they
fake.
are.
Watch the fake.
He quickly punts the ball.
And it looks like the Zebras touched it a little early. And they blow it dead here at the 28-yard line. And this explosive Comets offense is back on offense. But, Carl, are they still explosive after playing both sides of the ball?
I believe they can be. These guys are running off of pure adrenaline, like I said in this first half. The second half is what's really going to tell the story of Tom. And we'll be able to see how they could be able to hold up then. But right now, I think these guys are okay. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. I think they want to use all of this time here. Let's see what they
Carl, I noticed that as well. The Comets have been chewing the clock this whole game. Looks like they're trying to keep the ball out of the Zebras' hands.
They do know how explosive that offense is as well as we do.
Daniel Brown with the outside zone cuts it back. Looks like he could have had it if he just kept running out there and showed the speed that he does have, and we all know he has. And Ringo gets this play call as it is 2nd and 6, I believe. 2nd and 7. There are doubles on both sides. This game has brought out the playmakers for the Comets. Charlie hasn't came out of the game yet. Neither has Jabray, QJ, Anton, Pierce, any of those four.
Charlie's looking like LeBron in Game 7 versus the Pacers. He's just not coming out.
And they throw it to Charlie right there. He shows the finger strength and picks up the comprehensive wellness. First down.
And like I said, LeBron, Game 7 versus the Pacers. He looked to the bench. He told them, I'm not coming out. I'm staying in. I'm playing the whole game.
And I think that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, he has 2 catches already and 3 targets. We haven't saw the kid with 3 targets this whole season, maybe 1, and that's it. And they're using him a lot, not only to catch the ball, but they're sending him in motion, and they're running that inside zone right behind him. He gets his hands on the defender, and Brown is tackled after picking up about 3 yards right there, but it looks like he needs to work on that eagle claw and cover that ball up.
And we have a good game right now in the second quarter with Maumelle and Robinson, our other PCSSD networks. Please be sure to tune in over there at Maumelle Hornet Sports Network as well as Robinson Senators Sports Network. The score is 8-7. Maumelle does lead right now.
Looks like Maumelle might have their quarterback back. I'm not sure, but the Comets are in trips left. Ringo hands that ball off, and instead of getting tackled for a negative gain, looks like number 51 for the Comets. That is Brendan Enlow. Pulls the running back forward for about 3 to 4 yards.
And that is winning football. Those are winning plays to be made right there. I love to see that by number 51.
And Cameron Dunbar, who we haven't seen much of, is playing a lot of running back in tonight's game. Him and Daniel Brown are sharing reps. It is 3rd and 1. Ringo under the center, runs right behind the center, gets a push by Dunbar, and a flag comes out, but they do pick up the comprehensive wellness. First down.
And I'm not sure what the flag could be on a play such as a quarterback sneak, Tyler. They really need to let these kids get out here and play. 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the second quarter as they try to move the chains.
And that was a comprehensive wellness first down. And we are back as the Comets are an empty formation. 1 minute left on this clock. Ringo looks right, throws deep to Jabray. Jabray toe taps once again in the same spot. And will the refs give it to him? Will they? Yes, they will. Woo! And that's enough for comprehensive wellness. First down. I mean, Ringo dropped the ball in the basket. Jabray did the rest. Tony toe tap. The cheat code, Jabray Shaw did just that as he picked up the comprehensive wellness first down while catching that ball in between two Pine Bluff Zebras. And if the Zebras go man, I don't think they can. So they might want to change that defense. Carl, do you have any type of defense you think that would work for the Zebras against this Comets offense?
I do, but I sure won't tell them here on this broadcast before halftime.
And Ringo is flushed out the pocket, makes a cut, shows off his running ability, gets a block, and a flag comes in from deep in the end zone. I'm sure they will be calling a block in the back. It wasn't a block in the back because the Zebras did turn to the side. It was enough for a comprehensive wellness first down, but I think this call will be going back.
And Tyler, that crackback rule was not the same when we were in high school. We all know that hitting the defenseless player now is a big thing that they are trying to stop to clean up the game of football.
They are. And playing running back at different levels, I know exactly what Ringo was doing right there. Carl, he was specifically trying to set up his block. He saw his receiver on the outside. He saw the Pine Bluff Zebra defender coming towards him. So he runs to where the Zebra has to turn around and run into the block. It wasn't intentionally. He was just there at that moment. And some of these calls just,
man, they're sickening.
It's different nowadays with football in this new generation. But we have QJ King in at quarterback.
On a first, and it looks like 7. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what the refs are doing this ball game.
And QJ drops back for the pass, and he throws that pass a little bit too far out of Anton Pierce's reach.
And I think his eyes got big a little early as he did see that Anton Pierce had to step on the defender.
And it looks like Ringo will come back in at quarterback as QJ goes back to receiver. 15 seconds left in this second quarter. The play that Ringo had where he was flushed out of the pocket, made a quick cut and got to the 5-yard line, did get called back. And that wasn't too good for the Comets, but let's see if they can make magic happen here in this second quarter right before halftime with the score being 6-6 with 15 seconds left. And it looks like the Zebras will call a timeout. And we will be back shortly. And we are back, fresh out of the timeout. Let's see what adjustments the Pine Bluff Zebras have made.
And I think that was a good call. Great timeout call by the Pine Bluff Zebras head coach.
And see what that timeout does. It not only allows the defense to gather, but it allows Coach Lee and his offense to gather.
I think we'd rather have everyone gathered than to be on their heels. So we have 15 seconds here. Let's see what happens as he is.
Ringo in empty, looks left, throws deep to QJ King, and Carl say the sand. What do we like to do?
Crown that king.
And QJ King, Ringo connects with QJ King for the cornerstone touchdown. We don't have any flags on the play. And like I said, timeouts can be dangerous. You want to gather your defense, but when you give a team like the Comets a chance to gather themselves, get poised, it's very special to see. And we saw just that as the Comets scored in no time with Ringo connecting with QJ King. QJ looks like he jumped off of a trampoline to catch that ball right there, Carl. I'm not sure what
is
the
a
kid
great
vertical
way
is.
to leave it behind your
But it's
receiver,
something.
give him a chance to come back and make a play on the ball. Great job, Achilles Ringo. Great throw. I love the kid, man. I just do. The leading
And
passer in the state right now.
leading passer in the state, and it looks like the Comets call another timeout to get this 2-point conversion play perfected. And Carl, do you think they go with QJ at quarterback, or do they go to that heavy formation with all those 6 feet, 200-pound running backs back there, and they try and run that power right or power left? What do you think happens?
I think that's what you do. You bring in Derek Murdoch and some of these other guys, maybe Caleb Sane, bring in some of those big bodies, and just let them bang, man. Just let them bang. You have the lead, 11 seconds left. I don't think it's going to run on this play, but regardless, I think they kind of caught on to what they're doing right there with QJ in that read option set.
And I think they do run right here, Carl. Or they throw a fade route to Jabray Shaw. He's already toe-tapped in the same spot on a deep ball. Why not throw a fade? Why not let Jabray Shaw do Jabray Shaw things? He has number 23 lined up on him. That is Cedric Qualls, standing about 5'7".
And honestly, right here,
They might run a
it would
power
be
left.
big to get this ball into the end zone and take an 8-point lead going into halftime.
It definitely will. It's 12-6. They run that power left, like I said, but the ball pops out awkwardly, and the conversion is no good. We see the Comets come up short on back-to-back 2-point conversions. We don't always see that every Friday, so that is a shocker to us. But we have 11 seconds left here in this first half. It's 12-6. Comets are in the lead. And this is game of the week. That's why the game is so tight right now.
And that's just crazy that this is the game of the week. We do have a lot of good games across specifically the 5A conference. BB currently holds a 7-3 lead over Valonia. Robinson has taken a commanding lead, 21-8 at Maumelle. We saw that they were down 8-7 earlier. Our game, of course, game of the week, 12-6.
Look at the kid. He is on his 20th backflip right now.
Man, that is amazing.
Carl, I
As
remember
saw
when
that,
you could do backflips.
I remember
your
when
dreams.
I could too.
The dynamic duo is back. Tyler found the play-by-play commentator, and Carlton shoots the color commentator. As QJ kicks this ball off, it goes out of bounds. The ref lackadaisical throws the flag.
Brother, you were great at football, but I don't know about that spelling bee. I was up
great
there
at
with
the
a
spelling
key.
bee. I'm not sure if you could even spell Achilles Ringo, and the roster is right in front of you. And we have 11 seconds left here in this first half. The Zebras have a chance to score. Don't want to say I don't think they will, but I don't think they will. Guess I did want to say it.
We also got Parkview and Hope playing today. I have a good feeling about how that one's going to go with a talented Parkview team. We don't have a score on that game. Wynn is currently tied 7-7 at halftime with Valley View. Not all knotted up at 7. Nettleton has a 28-0 commanding lead over Paragould. Whitehall and Morrilton are facing off today. I'll give you updates on that one. Around halftime, Batesville has a 20-0 lead on Forest City. And that's all for the 5A conference. Cabot leads Conway 21-7, and let's get back into action here.
QJ King kicks this ball off. That ball goes to Blake Hedgewood, and he gets a bend, and he gets pushed out at about the 43-yard line. Takes off about 7 seconds right there, which leaves 4.6 seconds left here in this half. I guess they just go deep, and if I were the Comets, I would just put all my receivers and speed back there on defense. Go 3 front right now. What would you do, though?
I definitely would go 3 front here. Maybe drop back an extra safety, as it looks like they only have 2. But,
The two that they have.
the 2 that they have, you know,
account for 4, I would say. I mean, the hands that they have are special. They're both phenomenal athletes. Anton Pierce is even playing a little bit far back. Looks like he's 15 yards off. And they run a quick screen. This won't work. And that will do it for the first half. The Comets are winning 12-6. They haven't converted on any of their 2-point conversions. That does it for the first half. Get ready for the Kills Carpet 1 halftime show and the performance by the band and the cheerleaders. We will be back here shortly to talk to you about this second half.
Like and subscribe. Network. Like and subscribe.
It is the grand opening sale at Akel's Carpet One.
Get up to 50% off store-wide with payments as low as $40 per room per month. Plus, get your sales tax paid.
We make it beautiful.
For less.
It is the grand opening sale at Akel's Carpet One.
Get up to 50% off store-wide with payments as low as $40 per room per month. Plus, get your sales tax paid.
We make it beautiful.
For less. You may take the field for competition.
And that does it for the Kills Carpet 1 halftime show. And I just want to welcome you all back, hoping that you all enjoyed the band's performance tonight. And just to touch up on that first half, the Comets had the ball for 18 minutes in the first half, and that allows the Pine Bluff Zebras only 6 minutes of offense. Why do you think the Comets are playing so conservative right now, Carlton?
It's good to keep the ball out of the hands of the Zebras. We all know that they do have playmakers. We know what they're capable of. We know what they can do. Mills' defense did hold up pretty well when the offense was on the field, but you don't want to give those athletes a chance after chance after chance, because they will figure it out, as well as coaches. We know he is a great coach for this ball club. I'm very interested. It's very interesting to see what the calls will be like in this half. Sometime I think Mills just ran the inside zone just to keep that clock running and make sure, they were chewing the clock for a great majority of the time right there in the first half. So I do think that was all in game plan for Coach Lee in the first half to hold on to that football.
And Carl, there is a thin line between respect and fear. And
it is a thin line between respect and fear. But one thing I know about that guy, Coach Lee, and I can just tell by the way he shakes hands and the way he looks in my eyes every time I see him, that guy doesn't fear anybody. He does respect this team, though.
One thing about Coach Lee, Carl, I just got to bring up the funny moment when you told Coach Lee I was talking about him on the broadcast call, and he looked at me like he was confused and said, "What? What'd you say?" And it kind of sent something through my body, and I just was like, oh, man, he don't play no game.
Yeah, don't be scared, brother. I always got your back. But Coach Lee is a feisty one. I do love that Coach Lee.
Good man. Him
Great
and
man.
the whole coaching staff.
And he's really came to this program and turned around the whole trajectory of the program. The program is undefeated right now, 6-0. Currently with a 6-point lead in week 7 of high school football. And man, I can't do anything but just be grateful that they picked me to broadcast this game, because this game is going to be one for the ages. I promise you that, as we get into second half action. And I will be giving you some other scores and things around the state that we will have later on in this halftime show.
And this is game of the week in the entire state. Everybody is anticipating this game right now, and the comments in the YouTube section are we're loving it right now. I mean,
and we love the comments.
We just want to shout out to the Pine Bluff fans in that comment section. I mean,
we see you.
We see everything you're saying, and we just want to say, like and subscribe at the end of the day to the Mill Sports Network, and you'll be able to hear me and Carl every Friday for Friday Night Lights. Not just tonight, where the Comets are winning against the Pine Bluff Zebras 12-6 here in this game.
And these bands, I mean, with great players out there, I can't say that they're my favorite part, but I sure am enjoying this band action tonight, Tyler. You mind cracking that window open a little more? The defensive strategies is what I want to talk about, though, Tyler.
And what do you want to just hit on with this defense on not only the Comet side, but the Zebra side as well? Because what the Zebras are doing on the offensive side of the ball, they're running jet sweeps, and then they're faking the jet sweep. They're play action, and they're running the jet sweep, but keeping the quarterback power. Looks like they're trying to get Charlie tired. That's my opinion, but you just touch up on their Comets defensive side. What do you think the Zebras are doing to the Comets defense? And what do you think the Comets need to do on that side of the ball?
When the Zebras run the football, I think it is more effective, not just basically because of the play calling, but like you said, getting those Comets that are playing both sides of the ball a little more fatigue may work in the advantage of the Zebras coming up into the second half as we get ready to start this third quarter in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And put your pens and pads up, Zebra fans. But the Zebras defense running that cover 3, and they're leaving the seams wide open. I don't know if they see what I see, and they're able to change that this half.
And Carl, what you see Carl, you have an eye for that defense. That's all I can say. And you don't have your glasses on tonight, so I don't know what exactly you're seeing, but you got to be seeing something because you have been calling the right thing. You're giving the fans a little insight on what the defense is doing and what they can do. But as far as the Comets offense being so explosive, getting big chunks whenever they throw the ball or when they're backed up, they have their back against the wall. What exactly can the Zebras do better? I think the Zebras are good in great position to be able to make plays, which is why they're running the cover 3 to stop that deep ball and those deep threats that we know about. And the Mills Comets players have just been able to make plays. And I don't think that 1 or 2 of those plays will completely hurt the Zebras. But giving up those little dits and dots right in the middle of the field, right where that seam is, where they sink and sit into the covers right behind the linebackers, those are the plays that may hurt them going later on into this ball game. And I think you are absolutely correct. But also, the chunk plays that the Comets are having, it's not luck. It's simply good on good, and the Comets athletes are showing that they are better. And it looks like the Zebras are taking up the whole field to warm up. Not sure why that is. Not sure if a statement is trying to be made, but we will be back here shortly for the second half.
It is the grand opening sale at Akel's Carpet One.
Get up to 50% off store-wide with payments as low as $40 per room per month. Plus, get your sales tax paid.
We make it beautiful.
For less.
It is the grand opening sale at Akel's Carpet One.
Get up to 50% off store-wide with payments as low as $40 per room per month. Plus, get your sales tax paid.
We make it beautiful.
For less.
And I absolutely love being on this call with Carlton Schutz, the defensive guru, my best friend, my partner, my brother. Not only does he know defense like no other, but he's great at this too. Glad to have you back, Carl. Haven't been here in about 2 weeks, man. I was missing you. And can you just give us an update on these games that's coming up? I mean, I know we have the Maumelle Hornets versus the Senators. Last time we checked, the Hornets were winning 8-7, and we did have Cabot and Conway. Could you just tell me the score on that game?
Cabot is currently up 21-7. That game is at about halftime. I'm not sure we have going on the field here, but the Palm Bluff Zebras looks like running gassers right in front of the Mills Comets. I'm sure the second half will get chippy, but I'll get back into the action a little later. Little Rock Central, your alma mater, Tyler, is currently down 28-0 against the Bryant Hornets. The Bryant Hornets have won the state championship, I believe, maybe 4 years in a row now.
They are. They took over. It was Fayetteville. Now it is the Bryant Hornets.
And I'll tell them a little bit about how Fayetteville's run got stopped. Tyler had a monster game in his junior year of high school. Fayetteville was on back-to-back state championships, and Tyler did his thing, led that pack, our pack.
213 yards on only 11 carries and 3 touchdowns.
And I haven't seen anything like it, Tyler. I really haven't. And
All right, the second half will begin.
And we are back for the second half as QJ King gets ready to kick this ball off. And he does exactly that. That ball goes to Blake Hedgewood. A flag is already thrown, and it looks like he is down at the 27-yard line. Carl, you see Derek Murdoch right there jumping out onto the field. Him and Caleb saying, what type of confidence does that give you, seeing that the defense is energized? I don't even see Charlie Collins out on the field right now.
I see him. I don't know how you can miss him, Tyler, but he's right there with the white T-shirt hanging out the bottom of his jersey like he always does, a little swag bag right there. But Caleb Sane and Charlie Collins, that is just, man, we haven't seen the Zebras run the ball up the middle, and that is exactly why, I promise you. Derek Murdoch gets there. He gets home on most of the pass rushes, but those guys are run stuffers on that outside tackle of the ball. Let's see where this goes.
And it looks like the Zebras come out with a different quarterback. That is Landon Holcomb right there, who hands the ball off for about no gain. And that brings up second, and he actually does get about 2 yards. That brings up 2nd and 8. And at the beginning of the game in the first half, we had William Howell in at quarterback for pretty much the whole first half. Landon Holcomb came in for the 2-point conversion, but now he is the quarterback to start this second half. Carl, what do you expect out of Landon Holcomb?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's more of a risk taker than the last quarterback was, maybe a little more mobile. He dumps it out there on what looks like the quick bubble and not able to pick up much, maybe a yard or two as he's tackled down, bringing up 3rd and 9. And this is where we'll get to see what Holcomb can do to display his stuff and why they have him in this ball game in this second half.
Definitely can see what he's made of. And it looks like the Comets are ready for whatever the Zebras have right now as they lined up in doubles to both sides. It is 3rd and 7. Holcomb drops back, looks left, throws the ball, and Ryan White is there, strips the ball, and it goes out of bounds, losing about 3 yards right there, and that brings up 4th down. And these Comets are amazing when it comes to 3rd and long or 4th and long, depending on what the team wants to do. Carl, would you go for it here, or would you punt it? Looks like they're going to punt it. What would you have done?
That is the right decision. You want to trust that defense. Yes, they have given up 12 points, but they've also made some great plays along the way. And I think that they may want to veer this ball towards the out-of-bound line, as we do have 2 great athletes back deep.
QJ King and Jabray Shaw, the 0 and 8. Who does he kick it to? Looks like this one is to no man's land, and Leon Williams downs the ball right there at about the 37-yard line. These Comets are about to come out here on offense and show us what they can do. What are you expecting?
That punt took a Comet bounce to the 37-yard line, Tyler. I like to see aggressive play calling specifically on this first play because I'm not sure that opportunity will be there as they get later into the down and distance situation.
And I understand that. The comments come out in trips left to the bottom of the screen. Looks like Anton Pierce lined up and man at the top of the screen. Gets off the line, beats his defender, and Ringo decides to scramble as he gets flushed out the pocket, but a flag is thrown in. It looks like Anton Pierce had about a foot or two on that Zebra's corner over there. I can't see his number with his back turned. Looks like Pierce had him as he released to the inside. It could have been open for that 9 route right there, but Ringo was flushed out the pocket.
And Ringo dropped back with bad intentions that time. I'll tell you that. His sights were set deep down the field. He just wasn't able to get the ball off. And it looks like it wouldn't have mattered anyways, as what it looks like to be, is that a 15-yard penalty? Maybe a personal foul. I was thinking holding.
It was holding.
Well, they pushed him back farther than 10 yards. Not sure what these referees had pregame, but it's been a show to watch them as well.
All game. The comments line up in Trips left. Trips left is what it is. Ringo bobbles the snap and is sacked once again. The Zebras have had their hands on Ringo 6 times already in tonight's game, and it's only the third quarter. Beginning of the third quarter. 10 minutes left here in this third quarter with 2 minutes already being played.
So a little reverse card here by the Zebras. They started on about the 40-yard line, and now they're on the opposite 40 because of a great Zebras front that has been able to get home against the Mills Comets offensive line.
And something we don't usually see is the Comets coming out slow after the first half. So this is something different. Ringo lines up in empty, looks left, looks right, goes through his progressions, flushed out the pocket, throws a pass to Charlie Collins, and that brings up third down. Not sure what's going on for the Comets right now. They had the momentum once they made the stop, but the flags that you continuously talks about, they are hurting themselves right now.
And I would have liked to seen a quick screen on that play or something, Tyler, because now this kind of forces your hand to have to go deep to try to pick up this yardage. Or do you just run the ball here and try to get this ball off?
No, you go deep, you throw a wheel route. And that's exactly what Ringo does. I caught it, and it went right through the bread basket to QJ King as Ringo tried to connect.
And that is a great defensive play. I have to give credit where it's due by Glenn Barnes IV. Great play downfield to break up that ball, as we all know what these Comets can do on the offensive side of the ball.
Barnes IV has caused a 4th down, and it looks like QJ King is down on the field. He is their primary punter. Who do they use now? And it looks like Ringo will actually drop back to punt this ball. Looks like Jabray is trying to call a timeout. And it is a dead ball, delay of game on the Comets. Looks like Ringo will be dropping back to punt. But Carl, not sure if Ringo could punt, but I would just throw a deep ball, not even a 50-50, but just throw the ball deep and let the Zebras intercept it. But Ringo kicks a good punt, and this ball rolls all the way down to the 20-yard line.
And the Zebras take off from what looks like to be the 20-yard line. So, decent field position if you're the Mills Cummins defense. Palm Bluff Zebras have to try to get something going here as they are down 6 points with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Let's see what they do. The play is made about a pickup of maybe 1 or 2. Looks like about 2 yards, bringing up 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. This conservative play calling has to stop for the Zebras. They're going to have to take a few shots down the field. We know that, and that is where the Comets like to make most of their plays. But let's hope they don't fall asleep back there. As I see a bunch trip set that I haven't seen all game, that will be very interesting.
Yeah, we haven't seen that much of the game. And with that bunch trips that they have going on, looks like they have switched quarterbacks once again with
And
William Howell being in.
Charlie gets home, and he puts on his seatbelt, and he tells them that is strapped up and locked in. Click it or ticket. Charlie on the sack.
And while we have a second, we would like to say like and subscribe here to the Mills Sports Network. And we just want to shout out Gregory Epperson and S. West here on this Mills Comets Sports Network. You guys be sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate you for viewing. That brings up 3rd and long.
And the crowd is rocking. I expect a play to be made here. Quarterback drops back.
And that is a great catch, but it looks like he will be caught. That is Courtney Crutchfield still running, and he gets down to the 40-yard line. Carl, if he tucks that shirt in, I believe he takes that the distance.
I believe so as well. It looks like Anton Pierce was able to get a piece of him and hold on for dear life like a hubcap in the fast lane as he goes down the field and was out of bounds at about what looks like maybe the 40-yard line. A big play and enough for a comprehensive wellness first down.
I feel like we haven't had a first down at all in this quarter.
I agree, Tyler. That may be the first one.
William Howell, he runs the read option, and Charlie is there to stop that. Caleb Sane comes in and finishes the job.
And man, I'm seeing a different fire out of this front seven tonight from the Mills Comets. There's been questions about them and what they're able to do and what they're not able to do, which plays they're able to stop, and they've made it a point to really put an end to all of the talk tonight, and I love to see that.
And Ryan White did get in on that tackle right there.
And trips right, it looks like, for the Zebras.
William Howell, he drops back, looks left, throws the wheel route, but the running back isn't even looking. That was Xavier Barnett on that.
And if the defender even turned around just for a second there may have been an interception as the ball was thrown a little behind.
And that brings up 3rd and long, and we all know that the Comets defense is amazing when they have teams in this 3rd and long situation. Murdoch is usually the one to get that sack when teams' back are against the wall. The crowd is rocking. It looks like William is trying to get his offense attention, and we have a flag. And it looks like that is a dead ball, delay of game on the Pine Bluff Zebras.
And please like and subscribe at Mills Sports Network as well as PCSSD Sports Network. We do appreciate you guys in the comments and the views and the likes and our subscribers, of course. Trips right from the Zebras. They seem to take a liking to this set. They like to pass the ball out of this set. I don't think I've seen them run the ball not one time.
And William drops back, throws a dot down the middle.
And the pass is broken up in the secondary. That is a great play made. And I believe that was QJ King.
QJ is back there with Jabray Shaw, a dynamic duo on not only offense but defense as well. Howell was trying to connect with Teron Jenkins on that play, but he didn't, and that brings up 4th down. This crowd is rocking right now. The stadium is jumping. The fans are stumping on the bleachers. And this game was not only anticipated, but this game was game of the week.
Game of the week it was, and it hasn't disappointed yet.
And the Zebras bobbled the punt, but he's able to still get it off. He kicked it to Jabray. Might have been a bad decision. Jabray makes 2 cuts, and a flag is thrown.
Not a lot of room to work there along that sideline. Decent kick for the Zebras, and we do have Laundry on the field. Let's see what that is about so we can get the spot for the Mills offense starting position. It looks like that was holding on the Comets, backing them up, and they will be starting inside of their own 15-yard line.
Carl, when these Comets have to drive majority of the field with their players playing both sides, the 4-star players, Charlie, Pierce, Shaw, QJ, and those being the main targets, sometimes it doesn't always work out in their favor. So what do you expect here as the Comets come out in trips right?
I think they're going to attack the single coverage here. Actually, they put it in motion.
And they hand that ball off to QJ King, who puts his head down and nearly picks up the 1st down.
That is a great play. Back against the wall almost. And you pick up 9 yards on 1st down. It leaves it wide open for 2nd down as QJ hobbles off of the field.
Looks like he might be cramping there in that left leg. He has been playing both sides, playing the whole game, and also being the punter and kicker as well. Ringo hands this ball off to Daniel Brown. Daniel follows his block, but is thrown down to the ground by Courtney Crutchfield.
And I'm not sure if that was enough for the 1st down. And it was. That is another comprehensive wellness 1st down. Tough yardage picked up by Daniel Brown there. Great play by the Palm Bluff Zebra defender. And we do see Charlie come out of the game now. Not sure if that's because of fatigue or strategy.
And Daniel Brown now is shaken up. Looks like he might have a stinger or his leg. Not sure which one it is. He was holding his arm. Now he's holding his leg. Balled up on the ground. Not sure what's going on right now. And
being helped off of the field for the Palm Bluff Zebras.
Is being helped off the field.
A big playmaker for the Zebras. So all of these guys in this high-intensity game, as we see QJ get up and try to work that leg out, as I believe that was a cramp that he had. And the ref encouraged the guys to hurry up and get back on that field, as I believe that was an official timeout, maybe. With 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, it's not been a lot of action. Just a back and forth game of tug of war this half, Tyler.
And Ringo gets that offense set. They're in that heavy left formation. Ringo hands that ball off to Jabray Shaw, who is one of the best when the ball is in his hands. He's very patient, knows how to run at his own pace, and controls the game.
And he was hit at about 5 yards, but grinds for another 5 and picks up a comprehensive wellness 1st down.
Jabray Shaw, we haven't seen him at running back at all this season. Mainly it's just been jet sweeps from the receiver position. on offense, or he's just catching deep balls. So that was something to see right there, seeing that Daniel Brown did come out of the game. But Jabray finally gets his breather. Dunbar comes in. Ringo hands that ball off, and looks like Dunbar will be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, losing about 3 yards on that carry, which brings up 2nd and 13. Charlie comes in for Caleb Sane. Ringo in the backfield with Dunbar. Heavy left is what it is.
Single receiver coverage up top. Let's see what happens there.
Ringo drops back. Anton Pierce open in the middle of the field. And number 1 for the Zebras, opposite of Pierce, Austin Dendy, who leads his team with 3 interceptions, nearly picked that ball off right there.
He's another one of those kids who's just a ball hog and has an eye for that ball. 3 interceptions, only midway through the season, is a big mark for any kid in high school football. And that was a great pass breakup by him right there. That could have been big for the Zebras and bad for the Comets.
Definitely, but Ringo has to see that it looks like Dendy baited him on purpose to throw that to Pierce, and it was nearly picked off right there, but the Comets stand empty. Trips right is what it is. Ringo goes deep once again to Pierce, and Pierce nearly snags on 2 defenders, but it looks like Pierce could not come up with that catch, and that pass is incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
4th down, forcing the Comets to punt the ball here. The defense has been playing good, only giving up 6 points. Both of these defenses have been playing good, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't punt the ball here. It looks like they will. Achilles Ringo back in the game to drop back and punt this ball.
And QJ, just to update you all on him, does look like he is okay. But they go with Ringo for this punt. And
takes his time. A high punt, and it takes a Comet bounce out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And that is where the Pine Bluff Zebras will start their possession. Not bad field position. Maybe the best field position that they've had all day.
And Carl, I said in the pregame show that this game would be strictly offense, but you were right. This game is specifically defense, and I'm not sure why that is. Both teams can score at any moment, but I guess when you have a battle between 2 top teams, great athletes on both sides, mainly the skill positions, it gets difficult out there.
And I love to see both defenses answer the call here today as they have doubles, and sends a man in motion and keeps the ball on the quarterback zone. Reed, and that play is made by looks like Charlie and Caleb Sane. What else can you expect? Those are the 2 guys that we talk about. Got him in there at the 3 technique and out at 7 technique. Those guys are a combo better than burger, fries, and a shake.
And the Zebras switch their quarterbacks again from Howell to Holcomb. He hands that ball off to number 7, Tyrea Campbell. And he picks up 7 yards right there, making it 3rd and 3. And I'm not sure exactly why the Zebras like to switch up their quarterbacks. Both of them have ran the ball. They both thrown the ball.
And that was a great tackle by Rodney Jackson, number 28 as well, right there on the inside to force the 3rd down.
And right there, Holcomb gets out of the pocket, runs the ball in, picks up a comprehensive wellness 1st down. And Carl, I've never really seen teams rotate quarterbacks. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to keep their quarterbacks fresh or exactly what they are doing with these two quarterbacks. I mean, like I said, both of them have run the ball good. They've thrown the ball good. Why do you think they're rotating quarterbacks? Have you ever seen something like that?
Different skill sets, Tyler. I really think that's what it is. Holcomb likes to run the ball, and it looks like they get better passing results out of the other quarterback.
And Jabray gets back there, gets his hand on Austin Dendy, and tackles him for a loss. That's Jabray's second tackle for a loss this season.
Great tackle for loss right there.
And that brings up 2nd and long. Let's see what the Zebras call right here. They tried to run that little swing route right there, get it out to Austin Dendy real quick, but that did not work out. And it looks like these Comets are trying to get the fans fired up right now. Ryan White telling the rest of the defense what to do. And Holcomb is in the backfield with Tyrell Campbell, but we do have a timeout by the Zebras. We will be back here shortly in a second.
And we are back here on the Mill Sports Network with 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Has been a great defensive quarter.
Great defensive quarter. Great defensive game. Holcomb goes deep, and that ball is nearly caught by Courtney Crutchfield. We have no flags on the play, and that brings up 4th and long.
Great sportsmanship there, too, by Anton Pierce as he helped him up on the field. And that is 3rd and long, 3rd and 15. I'm sure they'll go deep here again to try to pick up this yardage. Let's see if they go across the middle or try to get it out there on that outside edge.
And, Carl, what defense are these Comets running right now as the Zebras are in trips right?
They are in that trips right. Looks like they have 2 safeties high. Oh, he looks down the field, and he was able to find his receiver.
That was Blake Hegwood. On that reception right there.
And he does pick up a comprehensive wellness first down. Great throw and catch right there. That looked routine.
And it looks like Landon Holcomb is a little bit more efficient when he puts that ball in the air. But right there, he rolled out right and got that ball to Blake. And the Zebras have some height on them at this receiver position as Blair Hegwood comes out the game and Jordan Harris comes in. Blair and Blake Hegwood, 2 brothers, I'm assuming. And the Zebras hand this ball off to Tyrell Campbell, who is stopped at the 25-yard line after picking up a comprehensive wellness first down. And instead, the refs make it 2nd and inches, literally. And that does it for the third quarter. We will be back here shortly.
Buying a house can be intimidating, whether it's your first house or your 10th house. You know, and at Cornerstone, I feel like it's our job to kind of act as that offensive line for you. We want to help you get that ball to the end zone, so we're going to pave the way for you. And what we want to do is get you to the closing table on time with no stress, so you can do your own little touchdown dance, whatever that may be.
are back ahead of the action for this fourth quarter. Exciting fourth quarter that we're looking forward to here, right, Tyler?
We are excited for this fourth quarter. It's 12-6, and when games are close like this, it can absolutely go either way. All the Zebras have to do is score, kick a field goal, or get that two-point conversion. But, Carl, before we jump back into this game, could you just give us an update on some scores around the city, the state?
7-8 action. Bryan has taken a commanding 42-0 lead at halftime against Little Rock Central. Fort Smith Northside leads Jonesboro 26-15. I knew that was going to be a great one. Conway has fought back to cut the lead down in Cabot to only 8 as it's 28-20.
And Landon Holcomb and the Zebras have that 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. He hands that ball off to Tyrell Campbell, and he picks up about 6 yards right there, making it 2nd and 4. These Zebras are knocking on that door, and let's just hope the Comets do not let them in. Carl, what can this defense do to slow down this Zebras offense?
It looks like just that fiery first step. As we mentioned, that Comets offense was on the field 2 times more than this Zebras offense in the first half, so they still have a little bit of fresh legs, and it's showing here. And he sends a man in motion before handing the ball off for an inside zone, and he's right around first down yardage. And it looks like he picks up the first down. Comprehensive wellness first down.
Carl, I think what it is for these Comets is 4 of their main players on offense who they get their points from are playing on this defensive side of the ball. They haven't came out the whole game. I think that fatigue is kicking in, and the Zebras have a little bit of momentum now that they're down in the red zone. And I think when you're in the red zone, that gives you enough confidence to just feel like you have to, and I mean have to, put that ball in.
I agree. As they threaten to score here.
They hand that ball off to Xavier Barnett.
And Barnett with a great run.
He tells the coach to keep it rolling.
Great run on first down, picking up a gain of 5. That kid really is running that ball hard. I like that run that I just saw right there, and I don't blame him. He's telling coach to keep it rolling, as this running game has been successful this drive, especially later in this drive.
And see, Carl, like I said earlier, I think they were trying to get Charlie tired, getting him chasing by running these jet sweeps, and now they're just running inside zones, and they're getting positive yards on every carry. And the Zebras give that ball right back to Xavier Barnett. He picks up 2 yards, and that brings up 3rd and short.
That was a great stop by the Comets defense. That's what you want to see. You can't let them pick up 5 a pop. You have to get a stop for 1 and 2 yards, hopefully a tackle for loss. And on this 3rd and short situation, I'm not sure what the coach will do here. It's a lot of different things you can do. You can run the RPO. You can run the play action, which won't be expected. Probably single man coverage here as they load that box up on 3rd and short. Let's see what the Zebras decide to do here.
And we all know when you give the Comets a little break, a gathering to just make the right play call, make some adjustments, the Comets are one of the best teams with one of the best coaching staffs, and they just know how to make in-game adjustments. Let's see what the Zebras do here. 3rd and short. And now this ball is rolling.
Watch the slant up top.
Holcomb in at quarterback. Sends Courtney Crutchfield in motion. They run the jet sweep, and Tyrell Campbell gets into the end zone. I believe he deserved that touchdown right there. That's enough for a cornerstone touchdown. And Tyrell Campbell was the main factor in driving this ball down the field. The speed was shown right there and the ability. The jet sweeps have been killing them the whole game. Carl, what can they do on defense to slow that up? What defense would you go to for that?
I don't think it's necessarily about the set. When you have things like that, you have to have those safeties come down quicker and help, especially in a red zone type situation like that. The safeties have to come fill the holes, fill the gaps, and contain the ball, as well as the corners.
And it looks like the Zebras changed their quarterback once again from Landon Holcomb to William Howe. I believe Howe is the runner, but Holcomb can do that as well. I mean,
And
they
set
both
up
can do that.
to kick the first field goal we've seen this game. Let's see how this goes. And it is a floozy. That is no good, and the score is knotted up. I wouldn't have it any other way. 12-12, 9 minutes, 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Palm Bluff Zebras will be kicking the ball off to the Comets. We have seen them have 2 successful special teams touchdowns this year on kickoffs. So let's see what they can do here. And this, Tyler, what I like to see, not just the players, but it's been a chess match between these 2 great coaches, man. It has been a chess match. And I've liked some of the different pieces that I've seen move here. And neither one of these guys are puns, I tell you that. They're very seasoned and experienced in this coaching business, especially at the high school level.
And it looks like the Comets might have to make a change in their offensive line. Not sure what's going on with Demarius Green. Not sure if he's going to be able to go back out there. But they might make a change in that offensive line. Green is one of those key blockers in the run game. So not sure what's going on. Hopefully we can update you all very soon. Zebras get set to kick this ball off. And this time it goes to QJ King. Makes a cut, puts his head down, and is down at the 40-yard line.
40-yard line isn't bad field position, but they do have to limit those penalties, especially on early yardages, such as first down and second down. They can't afford to get pushed back anymore, Tyler, by these penalties. Holding, false starts. I believe they have 11 penalties today.
They do. And right here, I just wanted to ask you before this play starts, do you think that the Comets are conservative or aggressive right now with this ball game being tied with 9 minutes left?
I would stay aggressive. You have no choice but to stay aggressive. The game is knotted up right here. The defense is tired. And that is a great run by Daniel Brown.
Daniel Brown
fights off a defender and picks up what looks to be 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 6.
And the Comets halfway near midfield. Once they cross midfield, you can expect some plays to be made. Let's see what they do here with Charlie in the game. Brayshaw looks like it is man coverage, and this time they have Blake Hegwood on him. A little bit more height, but they hand this ball off to Daniel Brown. If he holds on to the ball, he can make a play. And will they give him the first down? And that is enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. These Comets are now past midfield. Ringo, what does he do? Looks like they're steady handing this ball off to keep this clock rolling. Will they put it in the air? No, they hand it off to Brown. Once again, he gets to the outside, and he picks up 3 yards right there, making it 2nd and 7. Carl, do you put this ball in the air, or do you keep it on the ground? It's 9 minutes left right here in this fourth quarter.
I try to pick up this first down. Actually, this is 2nd and long. The options are wide open. Honestly, you've been running the ball this whole possession. I would do a play-action pass, Tyler, and try to isolate these defensive backs.
I think they run that inside zone with Dunbar, and they run the play action to Charlie. Charlie makes the catch. That's his 4th catch of the game. crazy how Charlie is on offense, but he is still knocking helmets off right
And
now.
every catch that kid has had has been a first down, a critical first down, giving the Comets momentum. They love to see the big guy get out there. And he's leading by example today on how to be not an offensive player, not a defensive player, but a football player.
Yes, indeed. And Ringo in that backfield. You have Anton Pierce and QJ King on the same side. Comets line up. They send Jabray in motion. They run that jet sweep. Jabray bobbles the ball, but it is incomplete. Looks like Ringo rushed that ball right there. With Jabray coming in motion, their timing was off. That brings up 2nd and 10.
And the fans do not agree with that call. They do think that that should have been a fumble. But that is a forward pitch for those of us who know the game and have seen some different things. That is a forward pitch, which counts as a pass from Achilles Ringo, and is incomplete.
And I think the refs blowing that ball dead was better than what was about to happen.
I have to agree with you there, Tyler.
And Ringo hands that ball off to Daniel Brown. They keep the ball on the ground.
And this is
That
where
brings up 3rd and long.
This is where I don't think that Coach Lee can stay conservative for too much longer. You don't have that comfortable lead that you had anymore. You don't have that little cushion with those 6 points. This is a tie ball game. You can't afford to give the Zebras back the ball here. They have been rolling on offense. That run game was amazing on that last drive. It was a thing of beauty to watch, especially for some of us older guys.
And Ringo looks to the sideline, gets his receivers ready, drops back, looks right. Anton Pierce open in the middle of the field, but he throws that ball to QJ King on a comeback route, and that is the 2nd ball to slip through his hands as he dove out for that one. Does Coach Lee go for it right here? I think he does. Why not? But the Zebras do have momentum right now, so this will be something to see. Comets look to the sideline for the call. Carl, would you go to Charlie right here? I mean, every catch he had has been a first down. What would you do?
I'd like to see him start using that kid in the flats a little more. They're using them up the seams, but the seams are open as the Zebras have been in this cover 3 defense. Let's see what they go to here.
Keep in mind, they need the first down. Ringo drops back, looks right, goes deep to QJ once again, and that ball is through his hands once again, nearly caught right off the fingertips, and you can tell that QJ is upset with himself. 12-12, 7 minutes left here in this 4th quarter. The Zebras will get this ball back. This has been an amazing game. It's game of the week. 6-0 Comets versus the 4-1 Pine Bluff Zebras. Only team they've lost to was Valonia.
Man, that is a good defensive play. They were able to stay step for step with QJ, as not many people are able to do. And a couple uncharacteristic drops by QJ King, and I'm sure he's beating himself up. But kids, I'm sure you'll get another chance in this game to make big plays.
And they put Landon Holcomb back in at quarterback. Caleb Sane there on the tackle. And one player you have to watch out for is Tyrea Campbell. The kid has speed. He's coming into the game right now to take Xavier Barnett out.
And Barnett, I think, is more of their power back, their nitty-gritty yards. They want to get 2 or 3 yards, short yardage situations. But I don't doubt the kid. He runs with so much power that I'm sure he can pick up momentum and get out of there at any moment.
And they run a delayed toss to Tyrea Campbell. He gets to the sideline and nearly picks up a comprehensive wellness first down.
Looks like the spot there was a little short. He may have stepped out just a little early, bringing up 3rd and about 3. And the stands are rocking. I can't keep my feet still. The whole skybox is rocking. As the Mills Comets fans are trying to cheer on these Mills Comets on this 3rd and 4 call. They run a man in motion, and then
And
the
they
inside
hand that ball
zone.
up to Tyrell once again.
And it looks like the Comets defenders sling him forward for what may be
Looks like it'll be inches.
just short of the first down, if not a first
It
down
looks
yardage.
like that ball is past the marker. Not sure. The refs have been funny in tonight's game.
And that is another comprehensive wellness first down. 6 minutes and 9 seconds left in the ball game. The Comets fans, of course, do not like that call. But nevertheless, a first down for those Pine Bluff Zebras. Don't forget to subscribe to Mills Sports Network to catch us live every Friday here for the action on Friday Night Lights.
And this time they have Xavier Barnett and Tyrell Campbell in. Looks like they were in that Wildcat right there. Austin Dendy.
He gets a zebra push for, it looks like about 8 yards there on the carry.
Bringing up 2nd and 8.
2nd and 2.
Dang, where they mark them at?
No, the marking's a little off.
The mark off or we off? We off. 5 minutes left here in this 4th quarter. 12-12. Neither team has converted on a conversion. The Zebras, it's been the Zebras all second half.
They do run that
And they
jet
hand
sweep.
that ball off to Austin Dendy.
Looks
Again.
like that was a good run there for about 10 yards, but it looks like it will be held up on a holding penalty, as I saw it a little early on. Holding on the Zebras, pushing them back 10 yards, making it now 2nd and should be 13.
And that's exactly what the Comets need. They need an extra chance.
Long yardage
this right here,
situations.
giving them long yardage situations.
And that is where this defense thrives.
And that clock is rolling. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left here in this 4th quarter. It's 2nd and long. Do they put it in the air here? And they do, as Holcomb drops back, but instead he runs.
And is
Picks
brought
up
down
about
by
3 yards.
Derek Murdoch. Wasn't able to quite get the sack, as he is the leader in sacks on this ball club. Not sure what happened, but a 10-yard penalty on the Comets makes it about 2nd and 5.
Looks like they're going to end this game with Landon Holcomb at quarterback. 4 minutes left here in this 4th quarter. Game is tied. And this time the play is interrupted by number 27 for the Comets. He lets them know that he is here. And now we have ourselves a ball game. 3rd and long. 3rd and 7 right now.
The defense chants start in the crowd. And the Comets look to get a stop here. Timeout by the Comets to make sure that they have their play call right and everybody's in the right position so they can try to get this major stop with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're hungry to get that ball back.
And while we do have a second, I would like to shout out our sponsors. Comprehensive Wellness Center located at 9712 West Markham Street in Little Rock, Arkansas. You can call at 501-954-8800 or go to their website at www.comprehensivewellnesscenter.org. Our touchdown sponsor is Dio Vanucci Cornerstone Home Lending at 1701 Centerview Drive, Unit 200, located in Little Rock, Arkansas. You can call them at 501-303-4050, or you can go to their website at www.loansbydio.com, or just simply text Dio, that's D-I-O, to 36260. That is Dio, D-I-O, to 36260. And we are back out of the timeouts. What can Landon and his Zebras do? 3rd and 7 is what it is. Tyrell Campbell goes in motion. They throw the quick screen, and it looks like that ball could have been picked off. As we all know, tip balls are interceptions. That brings up 4th and 7. I believe these Zebras will be going for it just like the Comets did, but what type of play will they call?
They haven't given up any points this half. I would personally like to punt this ball, and it looks like the punt team does come out late.
Carl, do you watch out for the fake, or do you just expect the punt all in all?
It's unpredictable, man. With coaches like these, they're both risk takers who obviously have respect for each other. As we've seen this be a low-risk game, conservative ball game. But I wouldn't put it past them right now.
And it looks like we have a flag. Instead, that is a timeout by the Zebras. And for our last sponsor, that's our halftime sponsor, the Achilles Carpet One Flooring Home Halftime. You can locate them at 10 Maumelle Curve Court in North Little Rock, Arkansas, or simply call them at 501-214-0495. And you can also go to their website at www.achillescarpet1.com. If you are listening right now, please be sure to like and subscribe to the Mill Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. We do have other networks. That is the Maumelle Hornet Sports Network, Robinson Senator Sports Network, and the Sylvan Hills Bears Sports Network. Looks like we are back to the action. The Zebras have changed their quarterback. Looks like they went from Landon Holcomb to William Howe. And let's see how the Zebras do. 4th and 7. Xavier Barnett in at running back. Tyrell on the sideline. Murdoch nearly gets over there to get the sack. Charlie is chasing him. Charlie slightly misses, and it looks like William picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. 3 minutes, 34 seconds here in the fourth quarter, 12-12.
And trying to get that pass deflection there on that front line. He was able to beat him around with the ball fake. Great play made by the quarterback there.
Great play, and now it looks like William goes out of the game as Landon comes back in. And I believe that Holcomb actually leads his team in rushing yards per game.
And it looks like that was a fumble. I'm not sure if the Mills Comets were able to recover the football. We have the ref trying to get down in the nitty-gritty. And this will be a big play, maybe the play of the game for either team. And the refs converse. They come together in a huddle. And the ball stays with the Pine Bluff Zebras. What a close call there.
We know how the Comets get when it's time to ball. And now they actually bring William Howe back in the game. 2nd and long.
They have trips right
Tyrell.
here. Single coverage down below. And I think that'll be the coverage to watch.
And they run that quarterback read.
Looks like
Howe
Derek Mata got
and
there first.
Third and long is what it is. Looks like Howe will stay in the game at quarterback. Tyrell comes out. They roll out. And Jabray would have had his 9th interception, and he is definitely mad at himself for dropping that. He came up very aggressive. Looks like he was expecting Howe to be flushed out of the pocket. Instead, he threw that one, and Jabray drops the interception. I think if he catches that, he takes it to the crib. What did you see, Carl?
I think the same thing. Jabray made a good play. He kind of played the robber right there in that coverage. And coming down underneath, we know when he gets that ball in his hands on defense, he's headed to what my mother likes to call the crib.
And we will be back here shortly after.
And we are back on the Mill Sports Network live with coverage from the game of the week. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And it looks like the Zebras are still conversing about what they would like to do. Last time they did this, the play didn't go as planned, but they were able to pick up that first down. 4th and 12. Let's see what result we get here. I love the crowd here as they are word for wording with every word of the music that is playing right now. The stands are shaking once again.
And the Zebras stay with William Howe. He is the rollout quarterback. He can run once he gets out the pocket. Looks like they're going to throw a double pass. And Jabray baits it and makes the interception. Can he get to the crib or does he get stopped? He has a convoy of blockers, makes a move, cuts back, and is finally tackled. And Jabray Shaw, don't beat yourself up, kid. It's always going to come back to you. Now let's see you make a play on offense.
They say what's nice comes twice, and it comes on back-to-back plays for Jabray Shaw as he has the pass breakup on 3rd down playing robber, and now he plays over top on the 4th down. And that is sort of a punt for the Zebras, but it is definitely a little momentum for those Comets as they head out on offense, trying to make a game-winning drive with 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
That is Jabray Shaw, 9th interception of the season. The kid is special. He's leading the state in interceptions.
9 touchdowns.
9 interceptions.
I mean, 9 interceptions. I'm sorry. 12 touchdowns. 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 6 fumble recoveries, 4 forced fumbles. I mean, what else do you want the kid to do?
Carl, I don't think he can do much more. The kid is absolutely special. He shows us right there how special he is. He missed the pick. They called a timeout, and you said whenever the Zebras call a timeout, things don't tend to go right, and it didn't. Now Ringo has a chance to win this game and make his team 7-0. They hand this ball to Daniel Brown once again. 2 minutes left here in this fourth quarter.
And I think that handoff is just to keep this clock running. They sure don't want to leave those Zebras who did have momentum before the interception. I don't think they want to give them that ball back.
And Carl, I think you go to Anton Pierce right now. I think you call his number. His number hasn't been called all game, except for the touchdown in the first half. So you have an Anton Pierce versus Blake Hedgewood.
Looks like they have double coverage over the top on him.
Ringo,
you can take anything but a sack here. Ringo rolls out, chunks it towards the sideline, gets it past the line of scrimmage to avoid the intentional grounding, but it was not a receiver in that area, so I'm not sure what's going to happen right there.
He was out of the pocket.
He was deep into the pocket. Let's see. He didn't have an intended receiver on that side of the field.
It's better than a sack. Anything is better than a sack except an interception.
And it is an incomplete pass.
And Jabray comes into the game for Daniel Brown. Looks like Jabray will be in at running back. He is the player to have the ball. They need to get the ball in Jabray Shaw's hand.
I can see a screenplay right here.
And we also have doubles at the bottom of the screen with Anton Pierce and QJ King. A screenplay wouldn't be a bad call. It's 3rd and long. Jabray might have a wheel route right there. Not sure. Don't see anything short coming. Or you have Anton Pierce on this deep route, and he does run the 9 route. He goes to Anton Pierce in double coverage, and the pass is broken up by Blake Hegwood and Courtney Crutchfield. I said they should call on Pierce's number, and they did just that.
They did just that.
Brings up 4th down. Looks like the Comets will be punting this ball. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. This game has come down to the wire. Hopefully QJ gets a good foot in this ball and the Comets can make a stand.
And I think both teams are pretty comfortable with the position that they're in. Mills trusting his defense, and Pine Bluff hoping that this offense can put together another scoring drive. Let's see how it goes.
And we are back. Game is tied 12-12. 1 minute, 20 seconds left here in this game. Can QJ King boot this ball? They don't have anybody back deep, and instead the ball doesn't go too far.
About a 20-yard punt there. It's not the kick they wanted.
And Carl, hopefully these Zebras, I want to say hopefully they stay on the ground, but this second half, they've been doing an amazing job on the ground. But I don't want them to go in the air either, but I believe that will be our best chance with them putting the ball in the air with the secondary that the Comets have. I believe they can come up with another turnover.
As we have gained about 50 to 60 more viewers on the broadcast. Please be sure to like and subscribe to Mill Sports Network, PCSSD Network, as we cover games week in and week out all over the 5A conference.
And the Zebras stick with William Howe at quarterback. They have Tyrell. And at running back, Tyrell Campbell. And we have a flag on the play. False start. Looks like the center picked the ball up and tried to put it back down.
And that is not the play that you necessarily want. Starting a game-winning drive, pushing back into the hands of the Mills Commons defense. We know they like long yardage situations, no matter the down, only the distance.
And it is now 1st and 15. William Howe, Tyrell Campbell in the backfield. They run the pitch. He has the speed. He gets to the outside, and he picks up about 4 yards, making it 2nd and 11. And Carl, it looks like they're trying to keep this clock running. Not sure about high school overtime rules. Do you know anything about them?
I'm not sure if they've updated them over the last few years. We'll just have to see.
But the Zebras
this game's been full of
empty.
surprises.
Looks like he wants to go deep. And Jabray Shaw nearly makes a play on the ball once again. The kid is everywhere.
And I can't tell you exactly what to do, but I know what not to do. And that's try that kid deep, because we know when he's in the robber or he's playing over top coverage, he is a ball hawk.
He is. He has a nose for the ball. The kid is absolutely amazing.
The Zebras aren't playing with any urgency here.
They aren't. 39 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. 12-12. Can Howell make a play for the Zebras, or can the Comets make a play? And it looks like they have a blown coverage as Howell completes his first pass to Teron Jenkins for a comprehensive wellness first down.
Jenkins was able to get out of bounds there, which is big for the Zebras. 32 seconds left in this ball game. Able to regroup. First down. Let's see what they could draw up here.
And Carl, this game is gritty right now. I think it doesn't come down to the trenches. I think it comes down to the secondary play right now. Who can make a play? And like I said, I talked to Jabray Shaw. He told me before he just feels like he wants it more. And let's see if he can do something here. And a fumble. We have a fumble on the play. QJ picks up the ball, makes a cut. The ref gets in his way, but he is still running. He finally goes down, and the Comets have the ball with 19 seconds left. Man, the game is getting crazy right now. Anything can happen, and I mean anything, Carl. Do a Hail Mary. That's all I can say. Do you think they should run a Hail Mary, or should they actually run a concept?
If I'm the coach, we're going hook and ladder here. But I'm not the coach. Coach Lee is, and I trust his play calling as well. Maybe you want to do something quick, try to gain a few yards, get out of bounds here, and get in Achilles Ringo's range to throw the ball
and
down the field.
And Carl, looks like these Zebras will be playing off. So maybe they do something quick, but it looks like Jabray Shaw is in at quarterback. And Ringo is in at receiver. And they run right up the middle. Jabray makes a play. He's still running. The kid is absolutely special. Only 6 seconds go off the clock. They are past midfield. It's 13 seconds left in this game. I see why Coach Lee is the coach, but it is the offensive coordinator. Coach, you're doing a great job. That was a great play call right there. We couldn't even have drawn that up if we tried. And now Charlie is in on offense. Achilles Ringo back in at quarterback. Jabray Shaw.
Man, and Shaw on the draw there. Where there's a Jabray, there's a way, as me and my partner Tyler like to say all of the time.
And it looks like we have a time out.
This is 2 plays. You have 2 plays here.
13 seconds. You definitely have 2 plays. They are at the 36-yard line. And when you get close like that, it forces the defense to not play deep anymore. They now have to come up and play, but the speed that the Comets have, they're playing a dangerous game right now, Carl. And we have trips right to the bottom of the screen and Jabray in man coverage at the top of the screen. Daniel Brown comes running in late to get in beside Ringo. Probably going to block that backside. But, Carl, right now I believe they probably send Charlie right up the seam, maybe a dig route. Have QJ probably run, I'm not sure, maybe a corner, and then Pierce on that post route right there. I mean, they could do anything.
I think a post and wheel concept right here would be a great call. They've been double teaming Pierce. Use him as a decoy on the deep post. That will at least occupy 2 to 3 defenders and send somebody on the wheel route.
Carl, you know something. And I think QJ King, he's dropped 3 passes, also caught some great passes as well. I think he is the player that you throw to, him or Jabray. Sounds crazy, but the kid will not let you down. I think you put the ball in his hands or Jabray's hands. But once again, Pierce has made a catch as well in today's game for a touchdown.
It's hard to see this game ending any other way besides in Jabray Shaw's hands, as we've been able to see that he's everywhere at once. I mean, literally, we know that the earth is covered by 3 things: 97% water, 3% land. That's 100%, and the extra 10% is covered by Jabray Shaw, because I'm sure he can swim through coverage, walk through coverage, run through coverage. He is that man.
You do have offensive players, you have defensive players, and then you have Jabray Shaw. The cheat code. That's what we like to call him. And if Jabray is on your team, you definitely have a chance. I mean, the kids that the Comets have under this coaching staff and Coach Lee, man, it's phenomenal. They're 6-0, knocking on their door right now, has a chance to be 7-0 and defeat the Zebras.
And I'm leaving my seat right now, Tyler. I don't think I'm going to need that for these final 2 plays.
I don't think you will either, Carl. And not sure what this delay is right now, but we all know when delays happen and the Comets have a chance to talk things over, good things happen. Good things happen.
And it's either 2 quick plays or 1 deep ball and maybe a few seconds left on the clock. Let's see which one it is here.
One thing you can't do right now is take the sack. Can Achilles Ringo take his team to the promised land? Can they reach this end zone? And we are back. 12-12, 4th quarter, 13 seconds left. Do or die right now. Ringo drops back, looks right, goes through his progressions. Can't take the sack and takes the sack with 8 seconds left. Coach Lee runs on the field, calls a timeout, and we have 6 seconds left. And it looks like the band tried to do something tricky as they blew the trumpets to kind of make it sound like the horn was blown. But we do have 6.5 seconds left here in this 4th quarter. Like I said, you can't take the sack. The sack takes away a play, and now you only have 1 play left.
Sack does hurt them here, but they do still have a chance. 6 seconds. I'm not sure if you try to do something quick and just get your athletes out in space right now, or if you just go for the Hail Mary and pray for the best.
We must remember, Tyler Johnson did have the game-winning catch against Whitehall. It's something about playing them Pine Bluff teams that the Comets just seem to win at the end of the game. And tonight we will see if they can do it here with this ball being put in Ringo's hand. Can he finish this game? I'm feeling the touchdown right now, Carl. This game has came down to the wire, and I mean the wire.
Single coverage up top. Trips down low on the right side, wide side of the field.
Ringo gets his offense together. They try to press Jabray. Looks like they're going to have a safety over him. Ringo looks right, can't take the sack, gets flushed out the pocket, takes the sack, and a flag is thrown with 1.9 seconds left. That is back-to-back sacks. That just can't happen.
Those are big defensive plays by that defensive line from the Zebras. They did an amazing job on these last two plays, knowing that you can't give up anything deep. How can you give up anything deep when you don't even have the time?
And see, Carl, I'm an offensive player, so I'm looking strictly at the offense. I mean, you're right. Those were some amazing plays made by the defense. 2 sacks back-to-back. You can't take them. I mean, he's trying to step up in the pocket, see if he sees anything, but you have to get the ball out of your hand. We can't get negative yards, and we will see what this flag is for.
And this flag did stop the clock. So I'm not sure whose favor this is going to work in, but it is 1.9 seconds left on the clock, just showing you how fast the defense got back there. They really stepped up on these last two plays.
And I think that flag works in the favor of the Comets. It was a holding on the Comets.
That penalty was declined.
And
not sure if that runs the clock on the whistle or what.
And it looks like Ringo will have one last chance. And why not put Jabray, Anton, and QJ all on the same side as they have Trips right with Charlie on this left side. I'm sure you don't go to Charlie. I mean, he is a bigger target, but he is over there by himself. If the line can protect Ringo right now, they have a chance. And like I said earlier, the Comets did have a substitution in their offensive line with Demarius Green being out.
And like I said, the clock started. The clock starts as it should because he was sacked and the penalty was declined. The penalty was on the offense, so that does leave a running clock, taking us to overtime.
But what? They don't have a chance to snap that. And we will be back here shortly for overtime. Overtime, 12-12. The captains walk out on the field. That is Charlie Collins, Daniel Brown, Javian Love, and QJ King. While the Zebras captains are Xavier Barnett. And I'll get those other captains to you when I can see their numbers.
They converse about the coin toss. I'm not sure. No clear signal from the ref there.
And we're not sure who
Looks
gets
like
the ball here.
Looks like Mills is suiting up that
Offense, that power. Now it looks like Mills will be on defense.
and it appears to be college rules on the overtime. Oh, the 10-yard line, 4 downs. Even sweeter. So they get 4 downs to try to punch this ball in here. The Zebras do have possession first. I do believe both teams get a chance. I'm pretty sure. Let's get squared away in the action.
And they have William Howell in at quarterback. They run that pitch toss to Tylea Campbell, but we do have a flag on the play.
I'm sure that's holding. It always is when there's a running play that gets called back.
And it looks like the Zebras will be getting pushed back.
So, even though it's a 10 going in, it's going to be a long 1st and goal coming from the 20-yard line. Tyler likes to say that there's more real estate to make more things happen. But as a defensive guy, got to feel good pushing them back. They only have 4 downs to do it. Let's see what the Zebras can put together here.
And Howell in at quarterback with Xavier Barnett beside him. Looks like he rolls out right, throws
Wide
deep,
open receiver.
wide open.
And
that pass is
on
caught
the
by
first
Blake Hegwood.
First official play of overtime, that is a touchdown given up.
And that was number 18 on the coverage.
Miles Castor on the coverage.
The Zebras go up 18-12 here in overtime.
This is where I think the big play comes in, this 2-point conversion. Not sure, not saying the Mills will score, but I do have confidence that they will be able to put together a scoring drive from the 10-yard line going in. Like I said, more real estate is more room to work with. I'm sure it's an easier throw for the quarterback, and he dots it right in there.
And it looks like the Comets have their back against the wall, but if they can stop this conversion right here, I believe they'll have a chance, and they'll probably get their 2-point conversion as Xavier tries to get to the outside. He pitches. That's a flag. That is absolutely a flag as he threw the ball forward into the end zone. Carl, I haven't seen a play like that, and I don't know how long, maybe ever. What do you think about that one right there?
I don't know if he was trying to stretch it out or I'm not sure. I mean, he didn't get it regardless, so I'm not mad at him for that play, but that is perfectly illegal in this game.
It is illegal, Carl, and let's just hope that the Comets can capitalize right now. This game has came down to the wire. Can Ringo and the Comets get into the end zone? It looks like Jabray will be in the backfield. He is the man to have the ball right now. The kid is special.
2 of the best team in the States squaring off in week 7 of high school football. It'll be probably downhill from here for both of these teams as they go into the lighter parts of their schedule. And let's see what happens.
They hand that ball off to Jabray. Like I said, he runs at his own pace. He is nearly to the end zone, and I think you keep feeding this kid right now. The kid is absolutely special. He's been making plays on both sides of the ball. And now the Comets are 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Do not be like the Broncos. Run the ball.
Seahawks.
And Jabray is at quarterback right now. Jabray is in at quarterback, and he is now into the end zone for a cornerstone touchdown. That ties the game. I told you that the Zebras would have to score on that 2-point conversion, and they didn't. And now the Comets have a chance to win this game. 6-0, the Comets.
And Jabray is on hands and knees as he is tired. He's been doing it all. I believe that was either his 13th or 14th touchdown of the season, to go along with his great defensive resume that we spoke about earlier. And the game all comes down to this play right here for the Mills Comets.
And Carl, I think you keep the ball in Jabray's hand. I mean, the kid is tired, but the kid is a dog, and I mean an absolute dog. One thing you shouldn't do is put the ball in the air. I think you give that ball to Jabray Shaw and let him work. Carl, I'm not sure if you saw exactly what happened right there, how they switched it up, but as long as that ball is in Jabray's hand, I think that the Comets have a chance. It's 18-18. They have nothing to lose right now.
I agree, Tyler, and that was kind of like the Chiefs and Andy Reid like to do when Patrick Mahomes walks off like he's trying to check down to the lineman, and Travis Kelce or Blake Bill gets right under that center and pushes the ball in from short yardage.
And the Comets, we have an amazing offensive coordinator on this side of the ball. We just need to shout you out, Coach. That was a great play call. You've been making plenty of play calls. The crowd is in this game. It's tied in overtime, 18-18 here in overtime. And it looks like Jabray is in the backfield.
Maybe the play,
they go back to that power formation, and I think they go power left as the Zebras look like they're loaded on the left side. And the Zebras call a timeout as they seen something that they didn't like. If the Comets were running power left with Jabray Shaw, I believe that would have been a touchdown.
And what a sweeter way to end this than either Jabray Shaw or Charlie being able to get in there. I do remember that pass play where they passed the ball to Charlie. Do you remember that pass play when they passed the ball to Charlie maybe a week or two ago, Tyler?
I do remember that pass play, Carl.
And they may go back to that. I know they're going to be run heavy. This defense will be. Let's see what happens here.
And like I said, whenever you give these Comets a chance to gather themselves, get the offense together, they always tend to make good things happen. And I think this is exactly what they do right here. And if you are watching, please like and subscribe to the Mill Sports Network. We bring you action every Friday in this 5A Central Division. And it looks like we have flags on the play.
Comets got a little anxious there.
False start. Looks like Jabray is running to the sideline to talk to coach and ask for the ball, and I think they will reward him with that. More real estate to work with. Looks like they're at the 8-yard line. Whose number do you call?
I go play action here, and I dump it to Charlie. Right over the middle.
And it looks like they're going to field goal. Looks like they're going to kick a field goal with QJ King, something we haven't saw Coach Lee do at all this season. It's been 2-point conversions only, but Carl, do they run a fake?
I don't think they run a fake here, but
the pressure
is a big
on.
play.
And the Comets Comets win! The Comets win! QJ King is special. They run across the field and wave bye-bye to the Pine Bluff Zebras. The Comets are now 7-0. Coach Lee has never went for the 1 point, and he finally does, and the game is over.
And that is ball game.
19-18 game of the week. I'm Tyler Fountain here with my broadcast partner, Carlton Schutz.
And that is a way to redeem yourself, QJ King, after a few miscues in that second half. Great game. The Zebras are a great ball team. These teams may be seeing each other again if possible. And man, what a ball game. Game of the week did not disappoint. That is the first field goal attempt I have seen all season. Man. These players really fought their hearts out tonight. This was more than high school football. This was Friday Night Lights at the highest level. 7-0. The Mills Comets are off to their best start in a long time.
Boys, you hear me? And that does it for the fourth quarter. The Comets win 19-18. We're excited over here on this side. And we will be back with you with player of the game.
Season long. Ashley takes a snap, pass it over the middle. It's intercepted! Intercepted by Carlos Stevens, who makes up for that muff punt all the way up to the 45-yard line, taken down at the 50-yard line. Carlos Stevens, who muffed the punt the play before, it makes the interception.
And Baum drops back. Does he throw his fourth pick or does he throw his first completion? Which one is it? Looks like Jabray lets his teammate Anton Pierce get the interception. That would have been his fourth interception. Looks like they played pity pack, monkey in the middle. Anton.
It'd be interesting to see them throw it. If they got an incomplete pass here, he said that's a free, and that's a
bounces up and it's going to be picked off.
That's exactly what you want right there.
There's a snap as Rawls trying to go left, and oh boy, Charlie Collins. Oh, he breaks the tackle. Oh, Rawls broke it. 40, 45, makes another man miss, tries to jump over Jabray. What a play by Rawls. Boy.
Team's deep so far.
You go with the run game, and Freeman makes it. Oh man, what a! We're gonna have a touchdown, Senators. What a run there! I mean, made two guys miss, made a guy miss at the line, a guy missed.
And we are back. Ringo drops back, looks left. It is fourth down. He is flushed out the pocket. Does he throw a touchdown pass to Jabray? Yes, he does, and that's a cornerstone touch
for the sideline.
I'm gonna take a shot here.
Oh my goodness, Brandon Grill. And Quentin Murphy put that ball exactly.
We're gonna run with Freeman. Makes a man miss, gets up to the safety. Oh, they're just not able to bring him down, and Freeman's off to the races. He cuts back. He's still bouncing off of him.
Now with Freeman, I tell you, he probably broke a tackle by nearly every player on the defense right there.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Adams back for Arkansas.
Text DOT 36-260. And Baum drops back, tries not to throw a pick this time, flushed out the pocket. Is he going to throw a pick? And he does throw a pick, and Jabray Shaw is running, gunning, and he is gone. The midfield, he's burning the Hornets right now. He puts on the speed, shows the speed, gets in the end zone, and man, oh man, Jabray Shaw, you are special. That's coming from me, Tyler Fountain,
The PAT's up, and it blocks! Stillman Hills blocks the kick!
And we are here with player of the game, QJ King. QJ, we always like to say crown that king. You had the game-winning field goal. You dropped 2 passes, not to highlight that, but you did bounce back and you had a touchdown as well. I believe that this win is tied to not only the team but you as well. What type of confidence did you have in kicking that field goal, being that you haven't kicked all season?
We've been practicing that for like 3-4 weeks now. We were supposed to start kicking field goals against Whitehall, but that game got out of hand. It got close, too close. So we went to that, and we won again.
And how does it feel to beat a team like the Pine Bluff Zebras? I mean, the game was tied the whole way. You all had the winning edge in the first half, and that second half, it seemed like the momentum that they had, they were just taking off. What do you think it was for you guys to come back? What did Coach Lee say to you guys?
Man, they're a good team, man. But Coach Lee told us we had to just come out here and put our foot on their neck. Once we did that, we just had to win the game. Once we came out, it was hard. But once we got that fumble recovery, and we knew we was going to beat them in overtime.
Definitely, and you did have an amazing game. You had the game-winning field goal, so I would like to congratulate you on that, and I won't hold you here for long. Go down there and celebrate with your team, man. Great game tonight.
Appreciate it.
And with the
And we are back on the post-game show. We heard it here first from QJ King, who made the game-winning kick in a very tough ball game, a slugfest, a dogfight, whatever you like to call it. And soon we'll be hearing from Coach Lee, who did lead this team with his play calling and with his expertise, encouraging words, and I'm sure a few bad ones. Coach Lee is one of those energy guys. He always finds a way to get his guys going, and he did just that in the second half, as he always does. So now we'll be hearing from Coach Lee.
we're going to look this way, Coach. And how you doing, Coach? You all won the game tonight, and unfortunately, I mean, it was fortunately, but you all only scored 19 points, but you averaged 41 points per game. What does that go to say about the Zebras' defense and their team?
I thought they played well. Just goes to say that the atmosphere was big, energy was up, so sometimes you play above and beyond, and I think that's what the Zebras did tonight.
Yes, sir. And also, Coach, we never see you kick a field goal. But tonight in overtime, you chose QJ to kick that field goal. What type of confidence did you have in him kicking that field goal?
Well, contrary to what people think, it's in our repertoire. We work on it every single day. Practice hard with special teams. We start practice off with special teams because you win and lose games there. Had it in our back pocket. We had the look that we needed in our power wishbone set, but we had a false start. We went on 2, tried to get him to jump. Fortunately, we false started, and I was like, hey, guys, we work on this stuff every day. Let's put it to use.
Yes, sir. And, Coach, I won't keep you up here for long, man. Great game, great job coaching, and Go celebrate the
Hey,
win.
man, by the way, man, you guys doing a great job. I'm serious. Y'all big time, man. Sometimes I just sit at home and watch y'all commentating. So y'all the truth, man. For real.
We appreciate that, Coach.
All right, guys. Congrats.
Yes, sir.